Welcome everyone to Tabletop Anthologies. I'm Severian, and I'm your keeper of lore this evening, Call of Cthulhu. We're continuing our adventures here in Blackwater Creek. Our investigators, Judge Wolf playing Martin Baker, Alpha Wolf Zero is playing Robert Marcus Halstead, Dex is playing as Vincent James Boyle, and Hades is playing as Eamon Gary Hawken. We last left off our investigators when they were at the Jarvis farm in Blackwater Creek. Things started to get a little hectic there as early on in the morning, around 2 a.m., there was a deluge of rain coming down, and all of the animals on the farm started making lots of crazy noises and really trying to escape their stalls. One of the prize-winning pigs of the Jarvis was able to escape and was on its way to gore Malcolm Jarvis, the patriarch of the farm, when our investigators intervened and shot the pig down. One of the farmhands began convulsing and spewing up lots of black sludge out of his mouth, and quite medical attention, passed away. So the investigators helped to clean up the mess on the farm, and if you all don't have anything else you'd like to do, I'm going to assume that you probably slept throughout the night and have some plan of approach in the morning of how you're going to continue your search for Dr. Rhodes here at Blackwater.
Yeah, I want to, first I want to go over to Malcolm, and I want to ask him if he, I go over to Malcolm and I ask, Malcolm, so when Professor Rhodes was here, we were told from his students that he decided to go into the hills and take dynamite with him and start blasting into the hills. Do you happen to know where this location was that he was blasting at?
Blasting in the hills. Well, now that you say something, I do recall a large sound, a large booming noise many months ago. I can't say that I know of any caves up there. I have heard rumors of there was a sacred Indian site supposedly in a cave, hills to the northwest of here somewhere, but I haven't seen that myself.
Okay. Is it past the burial site or the dig site that they were digging up at, just past the town of Blackwater Creek?
Well, I suppose it'd be north of that.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. And then I just go back to the guys and I say, Professors, I think we need to talk. And so one thing that I know is that when Cade's Rest was founded by Ezekiel Cade, when Cade had started to figure out what was going on, he began to say things like that what they had done to his son Daniel, that they took him to a cave and showed him to their elders, and this was done by the Sikayuk, and anyone who had been touched by the mother became something more or less human.
I'm sorry, did you say the mother?
Yeah, according to their belief, that in order for him to be healed, he had to have been touched by the mother. But he turned into something different. And as we saw back at the dig site, those bones, they were abnormally human. they were human in nature, but they were not normal. They were growing out and abnormalities across the bones. And when Cade eventually he fled away from them, and then he decided to try and collapse the cave himself. And then he turned on everybody, and he left and tried to flee to Boston, but he was pretty much marked as a leper his entire life, until he eventually passed. But now that we have all this information from everybody and everything that we found so far in this investigation, I think we need to go find this place where Rhodes was doing the blasting. That may lead us to where he actually is now.
When you say the mother, is that his own mother, or is that like a spiritual figure?
Spiritual figure for the Sikayuk.
Sure, I don't need to say this, but I'm sure y'all remember a couple of the folks we talked to have had dreams about their mothers recently.
Yeah. Especially the man that we just burned last night. He cried out for his mother.
Well, I've seen, many a man, whenever his innards are become his outards, that calls for his mother. I mean, that could just be circumstantial. You see a man get a bayonet in the belly, and the first thing he does is start screaming for his mama.
We can
Still
sit
doesn't
here and talk about mothers and dreams all night, but this is not going to get us any further to our destination. We need to get to this blasting site and get this over with before something worse happens. Who knows what could happen if we take too long? I would like to look over to the farmer. Can you give us
Professor Boyle, sorry, before you continue, you're the only one that stayed in the Jarvis farmhouse. And that's the same room where Professor Rhodes and his wife stayed. You actually found, and we'll say that they're having this conversation and you walked into it out of the farmhouse since you were in the area as them. You found a letter that Professor Rhodes had started to write, and he threw away in a trash can in the same room. So
letter from Henry Rhodes to McTavish?
No, here, I'm going to make this visible to everyone. But I have recording for it. Everyone.
Everybody shut up.
Incomplete letter from Professor Rhodes. June 13th, 1928. My dear McTavish, I wish I knew where to begin. It appears my suspicions were correct, and Blackwater Creek is indeed built upon the former site of Cade's arrest. I have discovered artifacts that give every indication of an early colonial settlement, and remains which... There is so much more here, though. So much more. I hear my mother sometimes. I know her voice. She's dead, but I hear her. The cave is not just a myth. Cade tried to bury it, but she is there, and she never died. I've procured some dynamite, and I aim to open up the cave as soon as this damnable storm ends. Even the wind sounds like her. She needs me. I must free her. God forgive me.
So, Professor Boyle found this letter overnight. I imagine you've been contemplating it until morning now.
Yeah, so I would just like to assume I came out and I read the note aloud, and then that actually would just bring it back into my original statement, saying how we can't just keep standing here. He was obviously distressed, maybe even gone slightly mad. We need to find him because I fear the worst may have already happened. I look to the farmer. Can you tell us the general direction of the blasting at least? We need to get moving.
Now, just slow down just a little bit here because reading this letter kind of gets me thinking a little bit. Eamon, do you got anything to make a lot of fire in your vehicle?
I'd have to think about that. Hold on 1 second.
Listen to me. When I first encountered the oddities that are in this world, it was fire that helped save us. Well, me.
We are on a damned farm. We can just gather hay, put it in the car, anything like that. We can cause fire like that.
Not enough, friend.
Yeah, I got a lighter and some rope, but other than that, I don't have anything for torches or anything like that ready.
What I completely forgot the farmer's name.
Malcolm is standing there and he's squinting, looking between each of you, and finally says, "What exactly are you folks setting on fire?"
Not your farm. Do you have any accelerant? You got any vehicle fuel or anything like that around here?
We have two vehicles. If we need to get through here, we can just take the fuel out of one. It's not like we need to take both vehicles up there.
Sir, I'm looking at you, and I can guarantee that you ain't ever siphoned a drop of gasoline out in your entire life, let alone under fire. So having this stuff on hand and ready to go.
I can understand the basic physics. We can get a hose, we can suck it out, lower one end, and let it go.
I'd pay a nickel to see you do that right now.
I'll tell you this, ain't nobody touching my truck, so we're just going to have to load one up and go on with it.
Well, to answer your question, Professor, we do have some gasoline here. I'm afraid I can't just be giving out my gasoline, though. It's a valuable resource here on the farm.
Well, I'm not asking for free. Well, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I walk up to him. This is taking way too long. I just grab whatever amount of money, $1, maybe $2, and be like, just take this, give us the gasoline. We need to get out of here. We need to get moving.
The amount of gasoline you're talking about, the size of the fire might not be big enough for whatever it is you plan to burn in this cave, but the Carmodis do sell moonshine. It's very high proof. You might be able to get an accelerant out of that.
Oh, that's not bad thinking there, mister. We should probably be talking to these fellas anyway, so we could make that our first stop.
Please be careful if you visit the Carmodis. They're not a kind folk.
We're used to the type.
Is there anything else I can help you with? I really appreciate what you did for us last night.
Not unless your missus happens to have any more of that apple pie by hand.
Oh, I'm sure she always has at least one pie ready. You can all take a slice with you.
That'd be we'd be much obliged on that.
So,
add a character real quick. We didn't have any. This is the morning now. We didn't have any dreams last night that
no,
we remember.
Nope. But I would like Professor Baker and Halstead to make luck checks.
Do I start talking shit now, or do I wait until I'm done? Said luck.
Yep. All right.
Yippee!
So
wow, look who's fucking lucky there, Halstead. Jeez.
Halstead, you feel like, despite sleeping in a barn on hay, you got the best sleep you've ever gotten in your entire life. Literally, like, I'm not exaggerating that at all.
Yeah.
Professor Baker, you feel similarly. You had a very good rest. You're also starting to realize, standing here, that some of the scarring that you got from the war is faded almost completely.
Huh.
now that you're standing here in the sunlight and you see it.
Kind of look down at the arms and say, Eamon, something strange going on here at this farm. Look, I know you know we ain't that great of friends and everything, but these scars here, right? They were a lot heavier last night. They're starting to fade out.
Some of the smaller ones have completely disappeared.
That seems pretty odd there. It seems like mostly unwholesome things are going on around here, so I guess it's at least we'll take that one.
Well, last night, we ended up, I don't know, it is pretty strange. Just something to keep in our minds, all right? It's just
Hey, out of character,
A little
I was in the
unsettled.
barn too last night. Is that something I need to be rolling?
Nope.
Okay.
So, unless you have any other questions for Malcolm, what's the plan? Where you guys going? We can do this real quick out of character.
Whatever we do, I feel like this is just getting crazy. My character just wants to get this over with. So if it's the quickest route is where I'm going. So whatever the party decides that is.
Yeah, overall, I would think I'd be pushing to go more straight to the cave, but if Baker's wanting accelerant and stuff for his fire, I would defer to him and go to where we can get that.
Well, we also got to remember, too, there's a sheriff right back in town that we didn't really spend much time with. Maybe he could lead us to a place where there's accelerant or explosives or something that would catch fire.
usually, so Baker would mention that, you know, we don't really try to bring the law into this kind of thing because they have a habit of mucking things up. So might be good to stay away from him unless we get, you know, really deep in the barrel. If we got gasoline, I mean, if Eamon and Boyle are pressing to hurry, I don't mind skipping out on the other farm because, you know, gasoline will probably be enough for, hopefully. So.
Yeah, he's able to give you like 1 canister of gasoline, which is like probably a 5-gallon canister, if that.
Okay, can I grab some rags?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. So okay. I would be content but not pleased.
Okay.
And I would double down on the sheriff thing, and Eamon would add that sometimes these situations have to be solved extrajudicially.
Boyle thinks you guys are idiots, and he honestly feels like the authorities would be a huge help because he's obviously not used to this shit.
Because he's an idiot.
I don't know. I'll cut you.
Halstead's only concern is what Malcolm had told us the night before about seeing those brothers out there and looking kind of strange. That we may run into something that may be the end of us or whatnot.
So it sounds like you're kind of split on whether or not you're going to go find the cave right away or stop back in Blackwater Creek.
Cave.
Cave.
Okay.
Doesn't sound
agree,
like
Cave.
anybody's split there.
Okay,
keeper
great.
of the lore.
Great. So I put you back on the world map here. You're free to move around however you'd like.
How do I turn this car around?
Hold shift.
Yeah, hold shift and arrow
So
keys, and it'll face the direction you want it to.
You turn the wheel either left or right. Have the car in reverse.
Cut it.
Cut it harder.
Um,
Need a ground guide?
So we're trying to get northwest is where he said he was hearing that. But it looks like there's a fence on our west.
Yeah, so to your west, there's wheat fields there, and also a fence separating the Jarvis farm from the Caramatis. The road that you drove in on is directly south.
So is the only way really northwest through their farm?
Either through the farm or through the forest, yeah. There was also the dried up creek running through the forest. Remember, that's the bridge that you went over.
Oh yeah,
For the town?
Yes.
These noises in game, or
Nope, your house is haunted, dude. Yeah, it's in game.
no? I'm saying it's not just
Oh,
ambiance.
got
Like
you,
our
I got you.
characters can hear it, right?
No, it's on.
Like, okay.
Did the sun just come up? It got brighter.
Yeah, sorry. The sun is up currently. It's still unusually gloomy and constantly overcast here in Blackwater Creek. The sun is shining.
No,
So,
it was-
as you're driving through town, the sheriff is standing there again. Yeah, just hold up right there. He's
I
standing
just
there
like to.
in front of his house, and he sees you. He waves you down.
Can we just like drive past and flip
Like
the bird?
trying to get us to stop?
Yeah, he's kind
Or
of
just
he's waving and then kind of like motioning towards him and taking a couple steps and not in front of your vehicle, but expecting you to pull up.
Eamon waves back with a big friendly smile, but he says under his breath to Baker, "Should I keep going, or do you want to stop and see what he wants?"
What's he? How's he waving? Is he like going like stop, or is he just going like that?
It's more of a friendly stop and like he wants to talk to you.
Just stop real quick. We might be able to get a little bit of insight on where our friend went to Dynamite's cave.
Alright, so get off the keyboard, kitty. Sorry. So Eamon would pull up appropriately close and kind of roll the window down without getting out.
Okay. So the sheriff walks up close to the passenger side, and unless you only roll down the driver's side, is that what you meant?
I only crack it enough to show him my ID, and that's it.
All right. Well,
Hands on the wheel.
this
Yeah, I mean, I can only roll down my own window. Remember, no electronics.
So with him standing here, you can see how really tall and lean he is, and he's, like I said before, he's got slick back gray hair and very dark and got a smile on. He says, "Well, good to see you again, folks. Did you find what you needed?"
Oh, we got a place to sleep last night. That was the important thing.
Well, that's great. Are you coming back to visit, or are you even Blackwater Creek now?
Well, we're just passing through.
Oh, is that so? Is there anything I could help you with passing through here?
Was there a name of that cave given or anything? He said it was near like the Indian burial stuff.
I don't believe any name was ever given, but Professor Halstead had said it was known as an Indian, sacred Indian for the Siakuk.
No, I guess I was gonna say maybe I would ask him, but I don't think my character would give him any more information than he's already got.
Okay. He also leans back and waves to Professor Halstead in his truck back there.
Yeah, and I lean out and I wave and say how you doing today, sir?
Well, I'm great. Is there anything else? I believe you were looking for some your professor, right? You're from the university?
That's correct there. You said you haven't seen him in a couple months, right?
That's correct. It's a shame you haven't found him. He wasn't at
no,
the
but-
Jarvis?
Nah, he wasn't up there, but we're gonna check into a few things.
Well, is there anything I can help you with? I didn't have much conversation with him, but I heard some things around here. I know he ordered some dynamite from the general goods store, a bunch of strange things.
Did he pick that up directly, or do you know where he had that delivered?
Well, yeah, the general store just right there, and you can see it would be to your left. There's Baxter's General Goods.
And they sell dynamite at this general store.
Oh, it was a special order, but ordering dynamite, of course I was going to hear about it.
But that's my guy's asking, like, did he order it and it came in through the store and he picked it up there? Or did he have it delivered directly to somewhere?
Well, from the general goods store, yes, he picked it up. There's a delivery that comes through. Baxter ordered some dynamite for Professor Rhodes.
Real quick,
Like
can
they
I
were
just
doing
like
some
take
blasting.
can I take a glance around? Can I see my fine, friendly, homeless informant? Because we're close to his little camp.
From here, no, you probably can't because of the buildings.
Okay. Before we leave, I want to see if my informant has any info.
Okay.
If not, then I'm just gonna stab. No.
All right.
I mean, at this point, it almost seems worth asking the general goods guy where he went with the dynamite.
Probably the best thing we can do right now, and the general goods store is literally right there, so let's just go there.
Yeah, back in character, I guess I would say to Baker, we may as well stop and see if there's anything else you might need from the general goods store.
It's a good idea. And you think I'm running a little low on tobacco too, so I might pick some of that up if I can.
Some of that wacky tobacco.
Not that type.
So the sheriff interrupts at that point and says, "Well, if you're stopping by here for a little bit, you're welcome to come inside. I can get a little bit of whiskey. We can have a drink and talk."
I appreciate that, but we're gonna need as much daylight as we can get. We ran ourselves short last night, so.
I understand. So where are you continuing your search for?
We're gonna head north for a little bit, but we should go get over to the general goods store.
Oh, okay.
And at that point, Eamon's kind of making like he's ready to put it back in gear, and
Baker's kind of giving it like a nod, like yeah, go. Like, for the.
Well, it was great talking to you folks, and he heads back up to his porch to sit down next to his gun there.
You too, Sheriff. Have a good day.
many thanks, sir. And then I would pull over to wherever the general goods store is.
So you should be on the map now for Blackwater Creek's town. You can see that to the north there is the sheriff's house. He's sitting there on the porch. There's some kids running around. They're very dirty-looking kids out here. Not a whole lot of men. A couple kids on the porch here to the south that's Baxter's big sign on it. Is that in front?
I'm still loading.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
hung
anything.
up as well.
Okay.
I've refreshed it 4 times.
I refreshed and hit 100%, but I'm still just seeing gray.
Same here. Oh, that was all out of character, by the way.
Mine was in character.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to read
I'm
it.
seeing gray.
I'm gonna have to read a little bit about how Foundry handles loading scenes and stuff.
Apparently, it just doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, unless we're going to get into a
Hold on.
shootout right away, we could probably just head into the.
Yeah, that's what I was about
Jarvis
to
store.
say. If it's not working right now, then that's fine. So you walk into the general store there. Are you all heading in at the same time?
Yep. We just it just came up on my screen. I could see everything.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, there we go.
So you walk into the general
Yeah,
store
children.
and on the front porch there's actually 2 kids. You walk by them and they have a jar of what looks like muddy water. The little boy standing there has some muddy water in a jar, and the little girl standing there next to them, next to him, has an earthworm he's about to drop into the jar. Data, do you want to check out what they're doing, or do you just continue into the store?
Eamon would be just continuing to the store personally.
I'd just like to take a stop for just a moment. Just take a quick glance at what they're doing. Children, what are you doing with that worm?
They just kind of look at you and look back at what they're doing. And the little girl drops the worm into the jar, and the boy seals it up. Anyone who stands there to watch would see that the worm starts squirming around in there a lot, and then begins to dissolve.
Children should not have access to acid. This is not a good thing. And then I walk into the store.
Okay. Then everyone going in the store then?
It's a store to the south.
Yeah.
I would be walking by them and giving them wide berth.
Alright.
Oh, they're thick children, huh?
I mean, dude, bunch of little farm kids with acid and dissolving worms, hard pass.
Alright, so you walk into the store and you see off to the right, there's a counter there, and there's an elderly man leaning against this counter. His back appears permanently bent in this position, leaning forward on the counter.
Ah,
And
typical hyperkyphosis.
As soon as you walk in, he says, "Now, how can I help you folks? What are you doing here?"
You carry dynamite at this store?
Dynamite. Why would you be asking about dynamite?
Well, I'm looking to buy.
Looking to buy. Well, don't look like you can much afford any dynamite.
I look straight at him and I just pull out a wad of cash and I'm like, we can afford whatever we want. Now, do you have it or not? I'm getting tired.
Sir, you look like a man of business. Now, bring that money over here. What sort of dynamite looking for? We can have that ordered within a week.
Ordered. So you don't have any on hand currently?
No, I don't keep dynamite on hand here in the general goods store. That's not very much a general good, now is it?
I look towards, who's the closest one? Eamon? I look towards Eamon, and I give Eamon like $10. I'm like, Eamon, you deal with this, man. Use this for whatever you see fit. I'm getting quite tired of this drivel.
Eamon would just walk past his hand with the money because Eamon doesn't need his money. But,
I'm just gonna wipe my tears with these $100 bills then.
Well, we actually had a colleague that ordered some dynamite through you. Do you remember a Dr. Rhodes?
Of course, I remember Dr. Rhodes. Not many people order dynamite.
Yeah, I'd imagine that wouldn't be a common occurrence, but
didn't care for him much, but I liked his money.
Oh yeah, you know those stiff university types. Naaman just kind of looks over his shoulder for a second.
I'm heading out to the front, by the way, to sit down in the chair and watch these crotch goblins burn worms.
Okay. You do notice then, Professor Baker, as you're sitting there, that...
It sounded like one of the
That
worst
sentence.
euphemisms ever.
Yeah. So Professor Baker, it's not acid. You can tell it's definitely like muddy water that they probably found in a nearby creek or something.
Okay.
So
I'll handle
get,
that after you do the
I was going to say, I'll
insight.
get back to you.
Absolutely.
So, continuing the conversation in the general goods store.
So you'd say, did he chat with you much about what he was using the dynamite for?
No. I know he was doing some blasting up in the hills to the north, but that's about all I know.
Yeah, that's where we're headed next, but, you have any more, specific on where to the north there? There's supposed to be a cave.
Also, how much dynamite did he procure from you?
Oh, don't really remember. It was a box of it. Oh, great. Maybe 10 sticks, 15 sticks?
That's a lot of blasting for this area.
Well, I don't know much about demolitions, but it does seem like quite a bit of dynamite. And so, now that you've been in here for a little bit, you start being able to smell the corn there in the middle of the store, and a lot of barrels, very large ears of corn like you've never seen before. There's this sweet, almost rotten smell coming from it that's filling the whole store.
Walk
Good
over
harvest
to
this
see
year.
what's going on with that.
What's that, Professor Boyle?
Oh, I was just gonna walk over to it and see if what's going on with all this corn.
Just looks like corn, just really big corn, unusually large.
Okay.
And it's got this very strong scent to it. Once you're now that you're that close to it, you can really smell it wafting off of there. Eamon, what were you saying?
It sounded like it was going to be a red herring. Like, let me draw your attention to this. No, it's just corn. Just corn, bro.
It's just corn.
Uh,
LOL.
I was going to say, I just kind of turn and look at all the barrels and say, oh, was it a good harvest this year?
I suppose you could say that. Pretty much all that comes from the car bodies.
Oh, and they have that much left over? I imagine they use most of what they get.
Hey, I don't go up there very much, but hell, really at all. Their crops are still growing right now. I don't know how they do it, but they sure are profiting. Moonshine and all.
I'm sitting outside. Never mind.
I was going to say, yeah, profiting just from the corn or from what they make with it.
A little bit of everything. I've got a couple crates of that whiskey if you'd like some. Cost you, of course.
And that's the stuff made by them up there?
Yep.
I'll take a jar of it.
Sure.
Wait, Baker was saying he needed more fuel for a fire, whatever that entails. Why don't we just grab a whole barrel?
Well, I don't have a barrel, but I can offer you a crate if you're willing to pay.
How much is it?
How much is it worth to you?
I'll give you $1 for it.
$1, you say?
Yeah.
Seem like you need this stuff pretty bad. What about 50?
Okay, now I'm giving you 50 cents. Do you want it or not? You could have taken my kind offer and just ran with it, but now you gotta be tough. Do you want 50 cents or
Eamon would
nothing?
pat him on the back and he'd say, all right, you've had your little haggle there. Now just, you have the money, give the man some of it, and we can move past this.
I'm not moving past shit. I want this barrel. I mean, this crate.
Vincent, give me a persuade check.
I know how to talk to people.
Well, I surely can't give it to you for 50 cents, but I'll come down to 25 for a crate.
Okay, I give him 25.
Alright, so he goes into the back. There's a door at the end of the counter, behind the counter there. He walks back there. Shortly after, comes back with a crate filled with moonshine.
Okay, I take it and I walk out back to where Baker is. Tell him I got him
You
this damn
can't
moonshine.
carry a crate of moonshine. Don't
I can
lie.
carry with one finger.
Poindexter.
Oh, actually,
Alright,
if
so
we look at my
So
character,
Eamon continues to the
I have 65
shopkeeper
strength.
here.
okay.
And he says, yeah, I'd like your strongest potions.
You can't handle my push.
No, actually, you said their crop's still growing. Is this from last year's haul?
This is no, this is from this year's haul. They
Doesn't the corn usually only come in once a year?
yeah, how it's supposed to work. Like I said, I don't know what the hell they're doing up at their farm, but it's working.
Is that just something with them, or does a lot of stuff grow like that around here?
No, I can't say there's any other farm that's experiencing that.
It's pretty odd.
It's a agricultural wonder. I have no idea.
It's a geographical oddity.
Goddamn geographical oddity.
A week from anywhere. That's how much you said on the dynamite, right? A week.
Yeah.
So did you see where the good doctor took the dynamite when he left with it?
No. Can't say I do.
Did you see what he loaded it up into? Was he using a truck or a car?
Yeah, they had the vehicle that they shared between them. That drove on out of here 4 months ago.
And after you sold him the crate, did he come back for more supplies after that?
No, not that I recall.
Did he take any other supplies with him you recall from that interaction?
Oh, just normal general goods. Food here and there. I think they bought a couple shovels.
Yeah, but nothing else is unusual that you don't sell as much like the dynamite.
Oh, not at all.
All right, well, I appreciate all that. I don't mean to talk your ear off. You're a busy man, and I'm a busy man, so I'll get out of your hair then.
Not a problem for paying customers.
Eamon would just nod and turn to leave.
You have a good one.
You too, mister.
So back out on the porch while all of that was going on, it looks like Professor Halstead and
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
Professor Baker are both sitting out here. And as I said, there's this jar that they have is just the normal, it looks like it's just got muddy water in it. So it's, if you're paying close attention to it and you're really checking out what they're doing, you can see that there's little white flecks floating around in the water. And they seem to be latching on to this worm, and that's really why it's evolving, basically.
So I assume there's rocking chairs out front, right? That's
Yep.
what those are?
Yeah.
I'd sit down in a rocking chair, go ahead and pack me up a pipe, and watch these little crotch goblins doing their thing. And go ahead, Halstead, you were going to say something.
I was just going to say, is it the two children that are sitting right in front of me that have these worms in the jar?
Yep.
Okay, then I'm just gonna lean forward and I'm gonna be like, hey, what you got there? Can I see? And I want to see if they would give it to me and take a closer look at those white flecks.
Roll a charm check.
Oh boy, this is gonna be bad.
Wow.
Oh no, never mind.
You are
so fucking charming.
Wow. The little boy holding the jar looks up at you and says, "Well, sure, mister." And he hands the jar to you. It's just some creek water in a jar, but little bugs or something living in it. They're eating all the other things.
Yeah, I wanted to check that out. Can I notice anything specifically about those little flecks?
Oh,
Anything pop out?
Looking at it very closely, they don't even seem to have any distinguished shape about them. They don't look like any sort of insect. They're just literally little flecks, little white flecks.
Call of Cthulhu sea monkeys.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, that's what it looks like. It's just sea monkeys.
So what I want to do now is I want to take out my Bowie knife from my boot, and I want to cut off a piece of like the wrist part of my shirt, and I want to just kind of put it in there and see if anything happens. Okay.
Yeah, you do that, close off the lid, I'm guessing, and they don't really seem to be swarming around on it like they were on the worm.
So
Okay.
I'd be watching this interested.
Cut off a finger and put it in.
Oh, well, hold on. So I was going to walk over there and grab one of the kids. And, say, let me see that real quick. You said you got this from the creek?
Well, yeah, mister, it's just the creek right over here.
Halstead, open that up real quick.
Okay, so I open it up and I
So I
Hand it over to him.
I pull out my trench knife and just kind of do a little quick cut on the finger and kind of squeeze a little bit of blood into there and see what happens.
Yeah, those white flecks swarm around it right away, and it disappears. Actually, since you're looking at it so closely, you can tell that some of the white flecks, while they're consuming that drop of blood, seem to bond together.
So where's this where's this creek start up at? You know where it feeds from?
Oh, I never been up that far.
Does the creek run north or does it run south? Does the river runs north or south?
It goes from there to there, and he points like north to south, basically.
And there's grown ass men that don't know north from south, man. These little kids ain't gonna know shit.
Which way does the water flow?
You kids ever play in the creek before?
Well, we used to sometimes, but not since it dried up.
When did it dry up?
Oh, it was before summer, I think.
So I'd pull out a quarter and flick it to the kid and say, "Go get yourself some candy or something, kid."
Oh wow, thanks, mister.
Whoa, I see that, and I give the kid a whole wad of cash.
You're not out there yet.
Oh, I got a one up freaking Baker.
You're not quite out there yet, but they grab the quarter and they don't even care about the jar. They run off and they're out playing with the other kids now in the town square, which is basically just a giant dirt circle.
As Baker does that, I look at Baker and I go, Baker, you sure you can handle that crate by yourself? You want to put that in the back of my truck?
Boyle, it's carrying.
Or Boyle, my bad.
Again,
yeah, they'd be walking out right now.
My character is 65 strength. I can carry this thing.
Is that what you say in response?
I'm a big boy.
65 strength, dork. So I'd look it over at Holstead, and before that, would I notice like anything? Would I have any memories of this? Would I have read anything about these, possibly being related to the mythos?
No, not this.
So I'd tell Holstead, I'd say,
hot shot.
You ain't dummy, so I'm not gonna, not gonna type really, really fast or whoever did that. But oh hey, thanks Nick, I appreciate the follow. That's awesome of you. So I'm not gonna patronize you or anything, but this is obviously linked to what we're dealing with, especially if the creek dried up around about the same time this started showing up, and maybe this is linked to the stuff that we saw over at the Jarvis farm.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Whatever this is, it obviously is a parasite of some kind, otherworldly, if you might even say. And it seems like it gets stronger whenever it feeds on blood or flesh. Because if you notice, when you dropped your blood in there, those two little specks, they fuse together. So we need to figure out what this is.
Tell Boyle it's a drop of moonshine, and he's gotta drink it to test it out. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do it. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Drink this, loser. Do it.
Come on, in order to get
only a poor person wouldn't drink this.
Come on, dude. What do you pour? Do it.
All right, so
I've got
Professor Boyle has probably carried the moonshine crate out to the car by now.
Hey, can you handle that, Boyle? You okay?
I have 65 strength.
You guys are all pretty much all ready to packed up and ready to go if you head out, or if there's anything else you want to do down.
Well, I am presenting this crate to Baker. I'm like, is this enough fucking moonshine for you?
I mean, are you asking if I can drink all that, or are you saying to
You
go ahead?
Fuel. Is this what you needed? You said moonshine works as the fuel you need.
How many jars you got in there?
I don't know. I just bought the whole crate.
I'm sorry that you don't know how to count, but you can open it and look, yes?
No, and then just walk away.
It is sealed still.
Yeah.
So while they're doing that, Eamon sees the kids playing in the dirt. Does it look like it rained here last night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty muddy. But that remember that rain didn't actually last very long.
All right, then I'd hop in the driver's seat of my car.
Okay. Everyone loading up then? Where are you going to head to?
Well, I look over to Eamon and I say, I think it might be best if we don't go directly up the creek, but walk along the banks, because this water came from that creek, and I don't like what's going on inside that creek.
I don't know that it's walking distance. I thought we were gonna try and drive up through there.
Well, we got a whole forest ahead of us up there to the north, so we're either going to have to walk up along the banks of the creek, or we're going to have to go through the forest.
Well, it's a dried creek, so I figure we could probably drive through it.
You see the sheriff stand up on his porch. You fellas talking about the creek? You're
Yeah.
exploring?
Yeah, we were trying to head north and trying to figure out the best way to get through the forest or the creek, which way would be the best way to go about it.
Well, if you're heading north, I suppose walking up the creek would be the best option, but can I ask why?
We're just trying to figure out possibly follow the last steps that Rhodes took when he was here in town, and to see if we can find him.
Okay. Well, I know he was doing some blasting up there. I believe there was a cave of some sort.
Do you know
You
about
know
how far up?
I believe that's the source of that creek.
So the cave is the source.
Is it walking distance?
It could take you a few hours to reach that cave, but that's doable.
Is it possible to drive the creek since it's dried up?
I would advise against that. Not very good terrain for a motor vehicle to drive through there.
Hey, Sheriff, quick question for you. Does this creek feed the farms, or they got irrigation somewhere else?
Well, the creek dried up back start of summer 3-4 months ago, and I have reason to believe that the Carmodis are using it to irrigate their crops, and I believe that's why it's dried up at this point.
When he says that, I look over to Boyle, and I'm like, Boyle, where'd you say this corn came from again?
Wait, are you asking about the moonshine? The moonshine I just bought?
Yeah.
Oh,
As you're walking out to the sheriff, like, hey, what's up?
yeah. I look at you and said, this is Carmani moonshine, right?
Yes.
I get the two farms mixed up all the time. The general store said it was from the Carmanis, so most likely going up that way anyways.
I don't know if we should even mess with this stuff.
They do bring a lot of business through here sometimes, but it'd be great to have them out of town. They cause quite a bit of trouble.
Oh?
What type of trouble?
Oh. With their sort of business, there's some less favorable types that come through here. They're violent men, and just myself here enforcing the law. I don't have much of a chance against them, and no other option other than to be peaceful.
You try that corn that they grow there, though?
I haven't tried the corn myself, but I have tried some of that whiskey, and gotta say, it's pretty good stuff.
Oh, the fella that we met coming into town didn't seem to think too much of it.
Oh, who would that be?
That guy camping along the river there?
Camping along the river. Oh. You mean Hector?
Add a character real quick. It was the moonshine he was talking about, right? Didn't
Yes.
he?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, Hector is, not all there, if you know what I mean.
And that would stop a man from enjoying a good whiskey?
Seems so. I sure like the stuff. Why don't you guys? Why don't you
And
all
you've
come
never
in?
you've never had an ill taste of it? No strange dreams after drinking it?
Oh, not at all.
If this guy invites us into his place one more time, that would be red flag number 3.
Yeah, that's scarier than the apple pie.
Y'all want some moonshine?
You
like popsicles?
Just want to get high.
I got a whole jail cell full of popsicles.
Well, is there anything else I can help you with? I don't want to hold you up too much. From,
Yeah, I
exploring
appreciate
that
it,
cave.
but like I said before, we gotta go while the sun's still above us. And I would get in the car and smile and wave.
Oh wow, we just got a raid.
raided.
A grim and perilous Flyhander.
Raided.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much for the raid.
Thanks for the raid.
Thanks, guys. Raid.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here in Blackwater Creek playing some Call of Cthulhu. Our investigators are searching for Professor Rhodes right now, and they're currently talking to the sheriff of Blackwater Creek.
He keeps trying to get us into his cabin to do things to us. We won't
And
let
trying
him.
to get us to drink his alcohols.
So it sounds like you're pretty much all ready to go, and you're decided you're heading out of Blackwater Creek then, or out of town anyways, and up the creek there.
Yeah, I'd say we're itching to get up north to find the cave.
I'm not gonna go searching for him, but as we leave town, I just like to look for Hector. But like I said, if he's there, I'll talk to him. If he's but if he's not within like eye shot, then I'm not even gonna care about it.
Okay. I put you back on the world map there. Yeah, as you're driving out of town, you'd be able to see his little tent slash shack campsite down there to the south.
Is he visible? Like, can I see him? Or
Yeah,
is
he's probably sitting there right at his fire that he's got out in front of
Okay,
his shack.
I just want to tell them to stop the cars so I can just get a quick word with Hector real fast.
I'd
Okay.
stop, but I wouldn't get out.
Okay, I just get out real quick and walk over to Hector.
Is anyone else
Hector,
heading down with Professor Boyle there? It would be out of earshot.
I'd stay in the car, but keep an eye out.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just handling something real quick.
All right, sure. Yeah, go ahead, Professor Boyle.
I'll walk down. Hector, like, per our agreement, do you have any information for me now? Any strange happenings?
Oh, you're that professor, right?
Yes. Do you still remember why I gave you money, right?
For the fish?
Oh my god. No, not for the fish, Hector. Remember, I gave you 50
Oh,
cents
you're
for
the
information.
professor. You wanted some information.
Hot shot.
What kind of information?
Is there any new strange happenings?
Strange happening.
Anything out
Well,
of
that-
place?
Everyone there in Blackwater Creek is pretty strange. Always rambling on about the mother and too odd for me.
So you've pretty much stayed away from it, correct, Hector?
Yeah, they don't like me too much there anymore. I stick down here to my campsite.
Hector, have you had any? I can't remember. Did Hector have any strange dreams lately? I can't remember. Out of character.
He just told you about the the dreams and terrible headache he had after drinking the Carmati's moonshine.
Gotcha. Okay, well then I'm gonna pretty much assume this guy's got nothing left for me, so I'm just gonna head back to the cars.
Okay. All right. So Hector waves bye to you. I'm very happy to see you. Thank you everyone for the follows. Quite a few just came through there. Really appreciate it. Hope you stick around and enjoy the show.
Strange things are happening.
Yeah. All right, so Professor Boyle gets back to the car, and you like to explain anything to them, or that you had heard, or anything?
I'd just like to inform that I paid Hector a little bit to give us the information that he may have received while we were gone, but I don't believe he's smart enough to understand the meaning of this, so it was just a waste of money.
Okay. So, you're at the creek now, basically. Are you going to attempt to drive your vehicles up it? It looks like you probably could, but it does look very muddy, and it looks like it might start to narrow with a lot of foliage on either side.
Yeah, I would
don't
just.
think...
I was gonna say I would just pull in kind of close, but like the last reasonable spot that it seems to park it.
Dr. Boyle, did you bring your boots?
Actually, yes, I did. I actually brought quite a few things for outdoorsy type things.
Fantastic. Stay out of the water, because I don't know if Halstead told you, but there's something wrong with this water.
Okay. Do you think we would need any of the equipment I purchased? Shovels or pickaxes, maybe?
Shovel probably wouldn't hurt. Eamon, do you got any canteens or anything? We ain't gonna want to drink this water. Maybe Halstead does.
Add a character, like I don't have anything in my inventory. I don't know if that's something that would be assumed in this game or not.
It's reasonable that you would have some water skins or something. I think Professor Halstead would also.
Okay.
Yeah.
You knew that you were going out into kind of remote country and probably need supplies with you like that.
Yeah, I get out of my truck and I grab my rifle, sling it around my shoulder, and I grab my medical kit as well, and kind of, I guess, try and hold on to it.
So before we head up, since we're not going to be able to take a whole lot of stuff because the vehicles aren't going to be gone, I'd want to definitely grab my trench club, and I definitely want to grab that 5 gallons, that 5-gallon jug, a couple of rags. If I got some type of a carrying pouch, maybe a jar or two of that moonshine.
Yeah, I would just like to take a jar of the moonshine with me. Keep it in my bag.
Okay.
And sorry, so you got something to say?
I was just gonna say you're not taking the whole crate with you then. As many jars
I do
as
have
you can
65 strength. I could carry.
Okay.
Before we go, then, real quick, Sev, sorry I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
I'd want to do the same blood test with the jar, and I'd like to stop before we head out and kind of do the reach out thing again.
Okay, so that blood test that you're doing, is that in the water, like in the creek
On the
here?
moonshine. No, on the moonshine.
Oh, okay. You don't see any of those little flecks in the moonshine.
Now you just got bloody shine.
Hey, man, adds flavor to it. Little salt never hurt anything.
Roll a power check if you're trying to reach out for that again.
Right.
And so I don't have any other tokens to use for this, so we're gonna assume you parked your cars where they're at right now, but you can use the car tokens to explore up the creek here.
Okay. I just want to say, so that I don't have to backtrack later, I do bring my shovel and rope and torch.
Okay.
And if I can also carry it,
Assuming you're taking a rifle with you or something, shotgun.
yeah, I was gonna say my carbine.
Okay, cool.
Since everybody else seems to be taking a shovel, I'm gonna take just a pickaxe.
Okay.
Since we have at least 3 shovels, 1 pickaxe can't hurt.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you're all ready to go, and you can start moving up the creek if you'd like.
While they move up the creek, I did that check there. Keeper.
Oh right, thank you for reminding me.
Roger.
Yeah,
no
you're able to concentrate, and you slow your breathing. Hold up for a second before you move any further. You're able to slow your breathing, focus, and you start feeling this thumping, which at first you think is just your own heartbeat, but you realize it's something external that's rhythmically hitting you in these waves. And it's a lot stronger here than you had felt it when you tried over at the Jarvis farm. You were able to really pick up on it right away. And it does feel like it's you're heading in the right direction to get to it. It's straight ahead somewhere.
There's something definitely from another, I don't know, up here. We'll see. I just need a minute to catch my breath here.
While we're
After
getting
Baker says that, Eamon would grab his carbine and just based on what he's saying, he'd look it over again, slide it, make sure it's loaded and ready to go, and then he kind of slings it back over his shoulder just in a way that, he's confirming he's ready to meet anything.
Yeah, keep that handy, Eamon.
now that we're actually getting into the woods and everybody's it looks like to me getting ready for battle. Boyle is getting very nervous again. He's going to start looking out, or instead of looking straight ahead, he's going to be kind of scanning the woods because he's still fearful of the sound he heard the last time.
Oh, well, hold on a second, gentlemen. Dr. Boyle, I think I asked you this before, and it just slipped my mind. You got any weapons on you besides that little pocket knife of yours?
No, I've only ever had to use a pocket knife in my life. I've never shot a firearm in my life.
You think if something pops up, you can stick it?
I would hope so. If like a boar attacked us again, I would most easily be able to stick it, as you say.
You don't want to get that close to a boar, if you don't mind me saying.
Out of character, is your knife just a pen knife or is it a fighting knife?
It is a fighting knife. It's like a larger pocket knife.
Gotcha. Okay, I was just offering to help equip you if you needed it. So,
if you do have something that's better than this crappy pocket knife, Boyle will take it. Like, he's not afraid to use a gun. He's just never used one. So he's
equipped with a lot of cash though. So
yeah.
Anything like me, he can just pay him off.
Make it rain.
Okay, so Professor Boyle, do you take one of those weapons that they've got?
Yeah. What are they offering? What are you offering to give me?
Well, I was going to give you a fighting knife. I only got the one pistol here. But God's hold on a sec. But God's honest truth, I think if we really get into it, you might want to be using this. So I would offer out my 1911 to him. Now take care of this because that killed me a bunch of krauts overseas with this. Okay, so be careful with it. Don't lose it.
I look at him, and once I hear you say krauts, I'm like, oh, wunderbar, and then I take the gun.
That's
Eamon, being a consummate professional, would be like, I don't tend to like having guys holding a firearm that don't know how to use it.
I know how to use it. I studied firearms. It's just I've never shot one.
Then you haven't really studied them, have you?
Don't shoot any of us. All right, better not to shoot. Right, there's 4 safety bits when it comes to a firearm.
I would never shoot any of you, as I say, as I'm waving around with my finger plainly on the trigger.
That's grab a hold of that. And number 1 is treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Number 2 is never point
loaded.
Treat it like that. Don't ever point a weapon at anything you don't intend to shoot. Keep your finger straight and off the trigger until you're ready to fire. Keep your weapon on safe until you're ready to fire. All right? Don't make me regret this, son.
I don't know if it was on safety already, but I click it, and if it was on safety, it is now definitely ready to be fired.
I haven't ever owned a 1911. I don't think they have safeties.
I think
Yeah,
it's
mine-
on the back.
Mine has a thumb safety.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, it has a.
Well,
a
if he's
lot-
holding it though, the back one is activated
The-
because there's a grip safety.
Yep.
And
Right.
Mine has a thumb safety as well, but
All right. Anyways, let's move forward. You guys, what's your marching order? I'm assuming Professor Boyle is probably hanging in the back.
Oh, hell no, I'm in the middle.
Okay, middle.
Yeah, I would be in the back.
Baker's up front.
And,
With your rifle back there.
yeah.
Baker, you're in the front. Eamon, are you walking behind him or side by side?
actually, you don't have a rifle, do you, Baker?
No, all I got. Now I'm completely ungunned. I got my trench club and my fighting knife and my brass knuckles.
I mean, unless you're really adamant, I think I would probably take point with the rifle being carried at this point.
Yeah, but we'll be nut the butt then.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and you can start moving up the creek there. Is it letting you move further there?
1 second. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, did my headlights stop working? Because it was completely dark there until I passed a certain spot.
Yeah, it was intentional. So hold up right here. As you're walking down this creek, the forest starts to seem a lot more dead as
There's
you're
a skull there, too.
advancing. Yeah. The light around you starts to get kind of blocked out by the branches that are almost intertwined over top of making a canopy of just dead branches above you, starting to block out the sun. And everyone roll a listen check. Okay. So, Professor Boyle, you're the only one that realizes it's very, very quiet here. You're not so much. Oh, wow, we got a raid from Diesel Shot.
Hey,
Hey
Diesel.
guys, how's it going? We're playing Call of Cthulhu right now in Blackwater Creek. Our investigators are searching for Professor Rhodes from Miskatonic University. They've found out that he might be in a cave, possibly northern hills here in Blackwater Creek, and there's something strange going on there, so they're following this creek up to the cave right now.
And we just realized that I'm the only non-death PC.
Yeah. So, Professor Boyle, as I was saying, you're the only one that notices how deathly quiet it is here. You're not too familiar with, being out in nature in this way, but you know that there should be a lot more wildlife. There's one sound that you are hearing a lot of, though. It's the creaking of trees, creaking and groaning and scraping against you as you're walking down this muddy creek.
I'd like to immediately stop and take real quick glances around. Like, isn't it eerily quiet? I thought there'd be more animals in the woods. And these trees, they're very unsettling. Eamon, everyone, I'm not crazy, am I? The woods is quite quiet right now.
I look over to him and I say, yeah, this isn't normal for a forest. With it being so early in this morning, there should be wildlife running about through these woods.
Everyone roll spot hidden.
Hey, I passed something.
Alright, is that everyone? Yeah, it looks like it. So, Professor Baker and Eamon, you both notice as you're walking through this creek here, off to the left, there's some wildlife, but it's dead. can see some drag marks up through the creek bed. Looks like there were some hooves coming across from this deer. Something grabbed it, started to drag it. And you can see it now completely tangled in branches and root undergrowth at the base of this tree nearby, just up the bank of this creek. And looking at it a little bit closer, you can see that some of those branches are actually going through the carcass.
Can I, without getting too close, like, look to see if I see tracks of another animal?
You don't see any other tracks.
Then I wouldn't get any closer, because that looks like the tree grabbed the frickin' deer.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and so I'd look to Boyle and Halstead and be like, stay away from the trees for a sec. And so start kind of looking around to see if there's anything else that's similar to that, like...
Not in the immediate vicinity, but examining the trees, they're all very twisted and gnarled, and you're not sure, but I think some of them out in the distance are moving a lot more than they should be in the...
Is the ground moist?
Underneath you, yes, definitely. It's kind of muddy. You're in a creek bed where there's just a very small trickle of water going through, but some of that rain last night made it pretty muddy here.
Rock handy?
I was thinking the same thing. It's a creek bed. Are there any good-sized rocks?
Yeah, there's plenty of rocks around here.
Throw it at the tree.
Which tree? Any in particular, or just
the tree that ate the deer?
Oh yeah, okay. It doesn't really seem to react.
I'm a little startled by that.
Roots run deep.
Does the deer just look impaled, or does it look like it's been like chewed on or bitten out of?
No, it doesn't look. From where you can see, well, you're maybe 25 feet away from it. You know, it's up off the bank, but from where you're at, it just looks like it's almost been engulfed in roots and branches.
Do the trees look like...
You can't see any on it that predator grabbing its neck or anything like that.
Do the trees look like the ones from the Wizard of Oz? Like, do they have little angry faces on them?
No, they do not.
Or do they look like Ents?
No.
I think they do look more like the...
They do look very
from,
gnarled, but no, you don't see any faces on them.
How much of the roots do we see? Are they like the trees from the Fangorn forest that move in the darkness?
Yeah, there are a lot of like roots sticking up out of the ground and then back into it. A lot of like undergrowth like that. Seems
how close to us are those roots?
Like I said, about 20 feet or so. You're in the middle of the creek right now.
Eamon, I'd hand him the gas can and say, get ready with this real quick. I'm gonna test something out. You feeling this?
Yeah, there's something going on with these trees.
Can you men elaborate? Are you saying there's something wrong with the... What do you mean something's going on with the trees?
Didn't you yesterday say you heard the forest more than any other time in your life?
I heard the forest, such as animals. Are you telling me we have to be scared of trees?
I don't know. And that's what we're testing out right now. I want you to look over here. You see that deer?
Of course I see the deer.
Is there any marks on it that came from an animal or a human? It's growing out of the goddamn tree, and it's pretty fresh.
As I hear all this going on, I look over to Boyle and I say, never mistake. All living organisms have spirits. They're just as alive as we are. And then I want to try and examine this deer a little bit closer if I can.
Halstead, don't get too close to that.
How far over is this deer?
About 20 feet. I think if you approach it, Professor Baker's probably going to stop you.
Yeah,
probably.
If you get within
Yes.
reaching, because my next thing is to go and take a crack at one of these roots.
Okay, is that what you're going to do? And Halstead, are you going to help him with that to get closer and examine?
Yeah, I'll try and get closer and examine what's going on here.
I don't know what the 1920s phrase would be for "this isn't my first rodeo," but I would tell Halstead, right, this isn't the first time I've dealt with stuff like this. Me and Eamon have dealt with this kind of stuff. You seem to be up on your knowledge, but just don't go any further than me, okay?
I'll stay right behind you. I just want to
No, I
want to
got
see
you.
if I can notice anything.
I respect that. So I go and I'm going to take a whack at one of these roots with my trench club.
Okay. All right.
Initiative.
You walk up, and I'm assuming you're doing it very cautiously, kind of looking around.
Yeah.
Walk up, and you strike at one of these roots. Are you trying to hit one of the ones that are actually going through the deer?
No, just one of the ones that's coming from that. I mean that if you can tell it came from that tree.
Okay, yeah, you can tell that there's one nearby that came from the tree. It's still kind of close to it. Go ahead and
roll for death.
yeah, exactly. So you strike it and nothing really happens. Then you hear some creaking by, and one of the branches on the tree seems to move a little bit. You do.
So I hit it, and then that tree's branches move.
Yeah.
I put my arm back to Halstead and say, "Back up."
And
All
does
right,
it
I'll back
seem
up.
like it's like a vibration, like it's just a dry, twisted tree, so it shook from him hitting it, or?
A little bit, yeah. It seems like it convulsed. And the creaking doesn't stop. And you realize that these branches are moving in around you and reaching out to grab you. What are you going to do?
I would grab Baker and Halstead's shirt collars and pull them back towards the creek.
Stumble, and it's like, like Jesus, Eamon.
All right, because you were so cautious and you were able to get out of the way just in time, but these trees definitely wrapped around, and now they're interlaced right where you were standing.
Seeing that, I immediately want to pull the gun out and point it directly at the trees, kind of freaking out a little bit.
Roll a sanity check. Everyone except for Eamon and Baker. So Halstead and Boyle.
On that, actually, I want to
Try to
to
activate his trap card.
There we go.
I want to. Oh, dude!
You gained sanity.
Grandson, you are a chief.
I want to use. I want to study my breathing and whatnot. And can I use psychoanalyze to try to stop myself from having to roll a
advance?
sanity check?
No. Roll a sanity check.
What? That's literally what the ability is meant for.
It's meant for other people.
Oh, it's meant for everybody. I can use it on myself.
It's more of for like the aftermath of it than in the moment.
Okay.
But I will consider those sort of things as in reaction. Keep it in mind. I'm considering them. So yeah, you are a little bit rattled from it. Halstead, you're basically like you're able to filter this through all of your understanding of Native American lore, personal that, and realize that there's something that's possessing the.
Okay.
What do you all do
And
now?
I'd ask Baker, are you gonna need all those jars of moonshine we've got, or can you spare one?
I might need a drink now, but I can spare one for sure. Thanks for saving my ass, brother.
No problem. I'd like to take a rag in one of these jars and, do you say they look kind of dry?
Yeah.
Or just gnarled?
They look gnarled. As far as you can tell, they look like they're pretty dried, but these aren't like any trees you've ever seen before.
Of course, now to think twice on what my first idea was, are they far enough from like the creek that they wouldn't be able to reach us in the middle? Like the limbs?
Yeah.
All right, then I would totally make a Molotov and throw it at the one that grabbed out.
Do it.
Okay, yeah,
Burn
you
them
can
down.
do that. You definitely got the experience to make a Molotov, and I imagine you light it and throw it pretty easily,
Yeah.
hitting those trees, and they're flaming now. They're starting to writhe and make this groaning, creaking noise that's vibrating the ground underneath.
That's when I'd pull my pipe, pack it up, light it, and watch for a minute.
Now, see, what actually happened was I threw it over my shoulder and I walked away like a badass without looking.
Damn, hell yeah.
It's going up in flames, and it's still continuing to move around, kind of slowly, but it's definitely moving. It seems like a
The
very
whole trunk of the tree is like it's moving
twisting
location.
No, it's moving. It's stuck in the ground, but it's twisting and turning, and it's like a living thing that's been caught on fire. Like a mammal or something that wouldn't expect a tree to react like this.
And I look over to Boyle and I say, "See, I told you. They have spirits just like we do." And I'm like, "We need to get moving on towards this cave."
Yeah, I'm also Eamon would be turning and saying, "Yeah, let's keep it moving."
Yeah, you've probably been walking for an hour and a half at this point, including all of the actions you did there. Are you continuing ahead then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So continuing on, we'll say you reach up to here, and you see up ahead of you that there's a kind of shoddy workmanship, but there's a dam there that seems to be blocking the creek, which is actually flowing with water up there further to the north, and there's a small pond here where the dam has blocked it.
Eamon says, "Oh, damn." And then he points.
Thank you. So didn't you say that them moonshining boys had a second harvest coming in?
Yeah, the proprietor back there seemed to think that they were still growing.
We if they pulled up the water here, you know, Halstead figured out that there's something in the water. We might want to be approaching this very carefully and very stealthily if we can, because if them boys get word that we're coming in here and we're going to wreck their harvest, you know, because if we figure out what's in that cave and we shut it down, they might be partial to that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good reasoning. Is there like an easy path to get around to the west?
Yeah,
to continue up north, or like would we be going back up into the trees?
No, there's enough clearance around the west side there that you can walk around that small pond that's formed there.
Then I'd say, yeah, I definitely think we should take the far way around then. Farm, based on what they showed us before, the hand-drawn map from the student at the university, the farm should be off on our east.
I'd like to just bring it, like, stop everybody for just a moment and say, if the trees are essentially alive, what's stopping this pond from attacking us? What's stopping anything from attacking us at this point? Why are we going farther ahead? We need more assistance than this.
What are you going to go back and tell the sheriff there, Doc? You going to go back and be like, the trees were alive and they tried to kill us? He's going to laugh at you. And then you're going to get committed to some asylum where you're just going to rot for the rest of your life.
We're just supposed to move along and just wait for some random object or nature to attack us?
No.
Well, that's why you keep your eyes peeled as you walk.
We don't wait for things to attack us, friend. We do the attacking.
Okay, go move ahead. I'll follow you.
So yeah, like I said, there's plenty of room around the west side of this pond here where you can move up without getting into the forest there. So you can go ahead and continue ahead.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. Everyone, make a spot hidden check though.
Son of a...
Stop right there for just a second.
Criminal scum.
It's all over, lawbreaker.
Aw. I ain't seen shit.
I see everything.
I like how I'm the one that's like going freaking crazy, and I'm getting these listens, and I'm spot hiddens.
That's why you're going crazy. You
yeah, so-
idiot.
Yeah,
Shit.
exactly. The two are connected.
Professor Boyle and Baker, you can both see through the tall grass out to the west. There's some tents there. Looks like there's a small campsite through all of the bushes. There's a lot of low bushes and tall grass over there.
Gentlemen, there's a camp. You see that, Boyle?
I do. That's a very strange place to have a camp, especially with everything that's going on. Do you think we should investigate?
I wonder if that's where, why did I lost his name? Where, Rhodes, thank you. Where Rhodes ended up posting up before he headed into that cave.
You think
And
that's
his
close
most-
enough to the cave area?
I don't know, I can't really see it yet.
If he's blasting, he definitely wouldn't be setting up near the cave. He would have to be a little bit away from it for fear of his camp. That would be, I would say, decently far enough, depending on if the cave is farther up north.
Unless if the mother got him too.
Well, it has been a while since he's been seen, so this might be more of a recovery mission.
Oh, thanks for the bits, Quicksilver.
Oh yeah, thanks, Quicksilver. Oh
Hey.
yeah.
Hope you're enjoying the show.
Thanks, man. Friend of mine, IRL. Good dude. Glad to have you. Thank you.
Once you say it might be a recovery mission, you see Boyle no longer
over?
quite as no longer quite as scared, but now he kind of seems a bit more depressed than anything. His shoulders are slouching a good bit.
So, what are you all going to do now? Continue up to the cave, or do you want to check out this campsite over there to the...
I'm thinking campsite.
Yeah,
say
probably good to look
campsite.
at the campsite.
Okay.
It's on the
could
way
be a
anyways.
trick. It could be the trees campsite. They're ready to grab us.
It looks like there's enough of a gap around all of these gnarled-looking trees that you can pass through them safely, and it appears that the trees up ahead by that campsite are normal.
I
But
don't trust any trees, period, anymore.
thanks for the subscription, Quicksilver. Appreciate it.
Nick, you're the best, man.
So, while you're passing that pond there, it's pretty clear to all of you that there's something moving in it.
In the tent?
In the pond, as you're passing by. There's something
I've seen
large.
enough hentai to know where this is going.
There's something large moving under the water that you see as you're
Tentacles.
walking toward the campsite.
Can I take a peek down and look and see if I can notice what it is?
Yeah, so if you get a little closer, you can see that it's...
Yeah, if you just lean right
Tentacle,
in.
just lean in.
Real
The tentacles.
no, you don't even need to be that close, really, but stepping forward and
'Cause we're kind of
examining
up
it, you
on a
can
hill,
see...
really.
Yeah, you can see that there is a large, almost shapeless mass in there. Reminds you of a jellyfish. Maybe 5 feet in diameter, 5 to 10 feet in diameter. Just
Oh god.
undulating white mass moving around in the deepest part of this pond, which isn't too deep, really.
Can I speculate that that's probably a large mass of those flecks that we saw from the little jar earlier that the kids had?
You can certainly speculate all you'd like. But yes, that seems logical based on what you've seen so far. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I don't
everyone
know for
else
sure
would be able to see
until
this.
someone
too.
sticks a hand in.
Okay.
So,
and then I just,
are
press
you
on.
all continuing to the campsite, or did you want to do anything else here?
Eamon would have been cautiously watching over him in case he got too close.
Okay.
I just
So
like
one-
to wash my face off in the water real quick. Not actually.
I didn't think you would. Okay, are you continuing to the campsite then?
Register in
Yes.
the back of the mind that that's an issue. Don't go swimming.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, continue on. You can move yourselves up to the campsite. So when you get there, you can see that there's a truck here, and there's some collapsed tents.
I'd just like to muzzle through the tents, pick them up, see what I can find.
Yeah, do they look like they've been laying there a while, or that they've,
Yeah.
you know, like they were broken down this morning, or...
No, it looks like they've been in disrepair for a while. It's been sitting here for a long time. So if you're examining the tents, one of the tents is spattered with dried blood inside. The other tent has some books and notes inside of it. I'm going to make a couple of handouts.
Eamon would have gone to the truck first.
Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
in
would have
the,
gone with Eamon.
in the truck, there's scorched remains of a number of tools in the back of it. Go ahead and
Oh, I
make.
thought I found Aunt Beru at first.
Go ahead and make either archaeology or education rolls. If you're looking at those in the truck, yeah. Whoever wants to take a look at.
Oh, I would be helping Boyle look around the tent area.
You said archaeology or what?
Or education.
Oh, I'm gonna do education then.
Oh, you're my fancy brain.
If I only had a brain.
I'm also educated.
Okay, so yeah. Anyone looking at that? It looks like Professor Halstead and Eamon, you both recognize those as type of tools that would be used at an archaeological dig site. These were. It's very likely that these were tools used on the dig site to the south.
I would
Could these-
additionally... Go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I was gonna talk to you and say, could these have been the students' vehicles, or maybe even Professor Rhodes' vehicles?
That was my first thought, but let me look in the glove box here. So I'd be looking in the glove box to see if there's like a registration or anything that might have Rhodes' name on it.
Okay. No, there's nothing like that there. There are a lot of men's and women's clothes scattered around the area, but nothing concrete that would be identification like.
I would search like a little more thoroughly, looking for something like that, like under the seats and.
Okay. No, you don't find anything. Or everything is telling you all that this is likely a campsite that Professor Rhodes and maybe Abigail also were staying at. It's unclear if there were more than just those two. Since it's just the two tents, there's not a whole lot of other baggage or anything here that would indicate more than a couple people.
Just from the truck area, though, all we find is the scattered clothes and burnt equipment.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And nothing usable at all.
Right.
Okay.
You can, if you'd like to, you can make a natural world or botany rolls while you're examining the site here.
I'll do a natural world check.
Thanks for the compliment, Diesel Shot, on the setup. Appreciate it. If you ever have any questions about, anything we're doing here on our setup, I'd be glad to answer them.
Oh.
Ouch.
Does he automatically die?
It's like, hey, this
I
nightshade
momentarily
looks
forget
delicious.
about being outside.
Nature? What is that? Alright, so Professor Halstead, you know for sure this site has been abandoned for... It lines up with the time frame. Professor Rhodes exactly.
Okay, so I look around and I tell everybody, guys, this has been abandoned since shortly after the time that the students returned back to the campus. I don't think we're going to find him here. I think he's gone elsewhere.
Are me and Baker finding anything with these tents?
Yeah, just what I said already. I can repeat that. There was, in one of the tents, there is battered and dried blood. In the other tent, you found some notes and books, and I put a couple of handouts available on books that were there. Excerpts. One is the Myths and Legends of Old Massachusetts. Talks about Cade's Rest. Essentially all of the tale that Professor Halstead already told you. The other one is Indian Tribes of the Northeast. And this elaborates a little bit more on the Seacook.
How many
And
tents? Oh,
Native
sorry.
American tribes of the North. Oh my god.
Too many tents.
just the 2 tents.
2 tents.
Mhm.
How large are the tents? Like, are they 1-person tent, 2-person tents?
How many towers?
One person.
Are there any remnants of clothes in either one of the tents?
There might be some remnants of clothes in the tents, but most of it's kind of just scattered all over the campsite.
Do the
Want
clothes
to check
belong?
the underwear band
I
for a
want
name.
to. Yes, I want to look to see if it says Rhodes in either pair of underwear that I find. No, all right. So, do the clothing belong to the same people? Like, you can look at clothes and be like, "Wow, this is an XL and this is a small."
Yeah, so
Right.
Eamon would have probably already determined that since he was looking specifically identifying things like that. And he would have been able to determine that, like I said, there's likely 2 people that were here, a man and a woman. Based
So
on
I
the
found some bloomers.
Yes. Maybe a dress.
So, can we see
So-
the cave from here?
What are you... No, you don't see any cave from here. You can just barely make out, it's because you know it's there, you can barely make out the dam and the pond through the trees and the tall grass here.
Damn, this pond. So I'm looking over the supplementals.
Okay. So is there anything else you'd like to do here at the campsite, or are you continuing your search up the creek?
I think we should just get up into the creek, find this cave.
I agree, and then I tell everybody, I said, look, we need to stay as far away from that water as possible, if at all possible.
Okay. Eamon, I know you're looking at those handouts there, but you guys are free to move back towards the pond,
Yeah, I'm
or
reading
whichever
over
way
too.
you want to go. But it seemed like heading directly back the path you came is most likely the safest way to go. You didn't encounter any trees trying to grab you walking through.
Hey, Halstead, while we're walking, it's Halstead, so I'd be looking at the papers as we go. Halstead, you ever heard of the people of the Black Earth?
Yeah, the Sikayuk, right?
Is that their actual name?
That's their actual name, but they were known to the white men, as the children of the Black Earth. What did you want to know?
So it's just this bit here by Oliver Stansfield says that Cade and his followers ended up making contact with the Native American tribe known as the people of the Black Earth.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to explain earlier, was between the connection of what Ezekiel Cade had found and what seems like Professor Rhodes had found, that everything links back to this cave. And we need to figure out what's in there. We need to figure out if this is going to lead us to the mother Is it going to lead us to the? Are these people still around? Are they hiding in this cave? That is my speculation. Or is it just some remnant of what was once a very strong and powerful tribe?
We're about to find out, I think. Let's go.
Okay, so free to move back towards that pond, up to the creek there.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere near that pond.
Come on, dude.
Okay, I'm right up.
Okay. All right, are you going a little bit north to avoid the pond then?
Yeah, following the creek still, but keeping a safe distance.
Okay. So I'm going to move you back here, right there, and you can up the west side of it.
Keep moving, or we're pausing?
We're going to say you're going to keep moving, but I'm going to explain what you're seeing as you're going there. So, I assume you probably go east and locate the creek so that you can follow that to the north? And so as you're following this creek to the north, the trees don't really look so much dead and gnarled and almost alive like they did for the south, but everything else is very, very strange. As you're walking through the north, the further north you're getting, the bigger everything. There's some blades of grass that are as thick as your arm and as tall as, maybe even taller than some.
I do believe we've come back to Texas.
I just was about to say that.
There's wildflowers that have grown to the size of manhole covers, and instead of pollen on them, they have a black ichor dripping out. There's berries the size of your head that are growing on some bushes here, and some of those berries have fallen to the ground and they've split open and they're oozing this black goop out of them. It has this rancid, sweet, sour fruit smell that reminds you of what you smelled in that corn.
I knew the word ichor, but how is that spelled? With an E?
Ichor.
It's kind of like Ichor.
O-R.
So all of these plants have just unnaturally vibrant colors, and it's starting to get harder and harder to get through some of this undergrowth, but you're managing to get through. It's just becoming stranger and stranger. So you've never seen anything like this. It's like you're in a dreamscape. Roll a sanity check, everyone.
I've seen stranger things.
I was gonna say, Eamon goes, are we getting smaller?
What was that recent movie with where they go into that kind of dome-like area and then all of the plants?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I never saw that one.
What's her name? Natalie Portman?
Yep.
Wait, what about Natalie Portman?
The movie where she goes into that area where the I guess it was a spaceship or something landed, and all the land became really weird.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that. It's just very strange and alien. Okay, so you're all able to stay relatively calm throughout this experience. There's nothing actively attacking you, so you're able to keep yourself centered as you're pushing through this strange alien underbrush.
I know I'm successfully keeping my sanity, but my character's this close from going fetal position.
He's turning coal into diamonds.
And eventually you're able to reach the cave. There's a small pond here, essentially, where this water is gathering, and where you see all the rubble there on the map, there's lots of boulders and broken stone where obviously there was some blasting done, and this must be from the professor there, but there's a bit of a climb that you're going to have to do to get up to the mouth of the cave there. It looks like it's it's up maybe 20 feet in the air or more, and you're gonna have to climb up this rubble to get up into there.
Any giant jellyfish in the water?
You don't see anything like that here, no. But everyone roll
This is the source. They're tiny here.
Everyone roll a spot hidden. Oh, Quicksilver said annihilation is.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone said that already.
I said it, but I think I was talking over somebody like an asshole. So thanks, Nick.
All right. Oh wow, you all passed your spot hidden. Yeah.
The hidden has been
There's
spotted.
a hidden ladder that goes up.
You.
Our papers are pumped.
No, you all see there's a crate under some of this rubble right here on the same side of the river. Oh, actually, you were on the other side. All over.
Oh.
But under the rubble there, there's the water pouring over this crate that you can see.
Oh, crate. How old does the crate
I'm going
look?
for it. I want it. Because in case it's the dynamite, I want it. I want it.
Okay.
Does the crate
Yeah,
look recent, or does it look like something that's with the rubble?
It's with the rubble. It's like been kind of weathered by the water on it. Professor Baker's able to pull it out of there easily and open it up.
Give me that pickaxe. I want to pull it over here.
There are 5 sticks. Oh, you use the pickaxe to pull it without touching
Just slowly, yeah, without
Pick
touching
it
the
good.
water.
Smart. Okay.
Well, actually, the metal hits metal, it creates a spark, and
Yep.
you're fucked.
And it explodes. There are 5 sticks of dynamite in here, but they're a little bit damp.
Are they sweating or are they damp?
Yeah, I
They're
was
damp
gonna
from
say,
the water.
Okay.
Does water affect dynamite?
It's nitroglycerin absorbed into charcoal.
You're not sure if the wicks will light or not, is what you're gathering from this.
I'd wrap them up in, something. I'm sure I got something that I can, even if it's just my shirt, whatever. I'd wrap them
We've
up.
got
and put 'em
rags
in.
still.
Yeah, and I keep them away from the moonshine.
Yeah. Okay.
Eamon, Snake scares him, and when he picks up the dynamite, he pushes on his back and goes, "Rah!"
Eamon, man, that ain't funny.
He was actually so on edge, he's just vomited. Right.
So,
Ah,
are
looks like you
you,
found some candlesticks.
everyone taking the climb to get up into this cave?
Yep.
Eamon would kind of poke at it with the butt of his rifle to see how stable it is before he climbs on.
Seems like you can find some stable footing here and there, but you're gonna have to be cautious. And it is also a little bit slippery. There's water on pretty much all of this rubble you're gonna have to climb on.
I'm just saying, like, I might have 65 strength, but I'm not very good at climbing.
I will remind Eamon that he brought some rope with him.
I mean, would that help in climbing? A pile, though?
Not the
Or
first
is that-
person up.
Okay, so yeah.
I don't want to give
we'll-
my players too many.
No, I was thinking
We already
about
did,
already.
but we tie
So,
ourselves.
I'm okay at climbing. I had to climb in and out of some trenches. I might be able to get up there. I don't know how everybody else is.
Oh, just because you went over the top doesn't mean you can climb rubble.
Well, I mean, I did fall into trenches too. So,
You got trench foot.
I'm cheating right now. Let's see here. Yeah,
you
I think
you have trench foot. I pull out my pistol. I'm like, I have a trench gun.
actually
No, that's a shotgun, you idiot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That's the point. You
So-
idiot.
I definitely
So
have to be, the only one that has a little bit of experience climbing, so I should probably be the first up, and then I can drop a rope down and try to help y'all.
Okay. Professor Baker, go ahead and make a climb check if you're heading up there.
Can everybody cheer me on so that I get a bonus die?
Yeah, definitely. I use Bardic Inspiration.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh.
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna say, but it's probably too late now, that with the rope we should probably more tie ourselves together as opposed to use it to
No.
climb like we're Mount Everest, one guy slips and he doesn't fall because we're tied together.
That's not what happens. When one person falls, he takes everybody
Roll.
with them.
Roll a dexterity check.
Roll dex off the rubble.
Wah!
Okay. So also roll a d6.
So you slip, but you flip around like a cat.
So you get up there. You're so confident and sure of yourself. I'm Professor Baker. I've climbed tougher shit than this millions of times in my past. And get up there, and halfway up,
Got something for
you
Doug.
go to grab for a rock, and it slips out of there, and you
Oh, shit.
start
Oh,
tumbling down. You
Ah!
bang yourself up a little bit, and the dynamite goes flying out of
No!
out of your pack or wherever you had it. You're
And the
able to,
dynamite goes off.
you're able to reach for it and grab grab 3 sticks, but the others are floating off down the creek now.
Shit.
Roll a Constitution check for me.
Oh man, what? Fucking hate you. Oh,
Try it for me real quick.
So, and everyone else standing by can see him climbing up there and then tumbling.
What happened to those trenches, huh?
I'm sorry there, Tenderfoot. I didn't see you running a jump up and start climbing anything. Guess you can't just pay it forward and get the money out, huh?
I give the wall $5.
Eamon
so-
kind of like goes forward when he starts slipping, but when he kind of catches himself, he just stands down and lets the man handle it.
Does anyone else want to try and climb up there now?
I'll try it.
Professor Baker, are you giving another shot or?
I'm gonna. If anybody wants to try, then I got an idea from my military days.
I only have 20%.
Professor
for
Boyle,
climb.
if you're heading
Yeah,
up there,
I'll
go
do
ahead
it.
and do the climb check.
I got that.
If you
I
make
got
it, that would be awesome.
I got
And-
20%.
You can
I
do it
know.
with advantage because you saw the path that he took.
Why do you hate me, Doug?
So you're learning from his failures.
Why do
Okay,
you
so
fucking hate me so
So
much?
just roll 2 dice then.
Yeah, I
No,
think there's an
Put the
option.
+1.
Oh.
There you go. Good job, buddy.
Got it on.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you scramble up there, getting your nice clothes a little bit wet and dirty from this rubble.
And your dollar bills.
And I'm assuming you took that rope up there with you, so you can throw it down and they can climb up there. Get to the top, you can see the cave is very strange looking inside. There's a purplish glow in the back, but get to that after you actually
Before.
explore in there.
Wait. No. Me first. Boyle.
I'm gonna say something
take-
strange, but don't ask any questions about it.
I take back some of the harsh things I said about you.
Professor Boyle, make a Constitution check.
Because you died.
Can
'Cause
we
the
actually? Can we
TNT
do? Can we do an education check instead?
Nope.
Oh.
Do I implode?
What does Constitution typically do in this game?
It's the pie. The pie is about to eat me alive.
Constitution is like your character's health and resistance to things, like physical or like biological resistance. I don't know how else to put it.
My guy has a surprisingly low one for what I pictured him as.
Vincent or Professor Boyle, you lower the rope and you're able to get everyone else up there pretty easily. Is everyone going in?
We're going in.
Yep.
I'll move you all up there.
Oh, it was at the top.
Over the top.
So you're in the cave now. It's a surprisingly large cave. It's maybe 50 feet across where you're standing right now. And it
Is
goes,
that
Are those
flood
face hugger
pod?
eggs?
Oh.
it goes back as far as you can see. There's a lot of, as you're walking forward, maybe taking a few steps into the cave, there's a lot of strange growths here, and there's a stream of water underneath you there. Everyone who just climbed up also make a Constitution check for me.
Do I have to fail again?
Except for you, sorry. Everyone would be Professor Halstead and Eamon.
Do I
So-
get an extra die because the other guys went first?
Why do we have such all low constitution? The highest
Yeah, you do.
constitution is 50?
I got exposed to blister agents in the war, my friend.
So now that you're up into this cave, there's this smell, the same smell that you smelled earlier, that on those rotting berries, on the corn and everything, except it's way more intense here. This sickly, sweet smell of overripe fruit, and it's almost overpowering to you. There's constantly
Do they
water.
taste like burning?
Like burning? No, you're not having
Berries
this.
taste like burning.
No. There's constantly water running underfoot here, and the walls are sticky looking with some sort of sap-like fluid, and that's where the purplish light is coming from. Oh, it's got a bioluminescence of some sort coming. You're all free to move forward as you'd like.
What's our marching order? Eamon, you taking point?
Yeah, and he done sling his carbine again.
Yep.
I got
my-
beat stick out.
Got my
And-
my M1911.
You can see back in this cave, but it gets progressively dark, and this luminescence coming off of everything isn't quite bright enough to really see anything more outlined.
Eamon,
I
you got
have
your
a,
torch?
Yeah, I have a torch, so
Okay. Yeah, you
I
turn
was
that
just
on.
trying to think, like, do I keep that with the rifle, or do I switch to a handgun?
You want to give me the rifle and you actually, you know what? If you're way better with a rifle than I am, so why don't you give me the torch and
Yeah, all right.
I'll light our way.
So I give him the torch, and I follow with the rifle, kind of aiming over his shoulder.
Okay. When you turn that light on, everyone can make a medicine or biology check to
See if you die.
check out the
I don't
surroundings
think I
here.
have either.
You said medicine?
Yeah, or biology.
Oh, I got 1% in medicine. Is that good?
Yeah, same here.
Well, I don't have biology, so
Me either.
Same.
so close.
So
Yeah, we were
Professor
pretty
Hall
close.
said, you take quite an interest in the cave walls here and these strange growths that you see coming out of this sticky substance in the wall. Closer inspection shows you that these they look
Organs.
human. It looks like the cave itself has organs growing out of it from the walls, and they're living. They're filled with life, they're throbbing, they've got a heartbeat, for lack of a better word, running through them. They look diseased and sickly.
I'm happy I
I
failed my medicine check.
look to the other professors and I'm like, whatever you do, stay away from those walls. These are organs that are living within these walls, guys. We need to figure out what's going on here and fast, because I don't like the looks of this.
And burn it to the ground.
I'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, Eamon's just kind of looking around and studying at this point.
Okay. Are you delving deeper into the cave?
All right, chums, let's do this.
Nope, give up. Game over. Is this pod to the right a real thing? Should we go look at that?
It's just a part of what I had just explained. They're organs and things that live in the wall.
Is that blood?
Yeah, it looks to be part of that substance that be some blood trickling out of some organs.
Blood. Blood.
So stop right there for a moment. You guys can hear what sounds like a woman sobbing up ahead.
Oh fuck, man!
Does
No,
it
I'm
sound
out.
like
I'm
my
out.
mother?
That's it.
And
That's it. I'm gone.
you're
Does-
starting to notice that some of these organs and things on the wall, as you're walking further into the cave, some of them are eyes. There's eyeballs hanging from the walls and the cracks in it, fused with the wall, and they're watching you. There's even some deformed mouths hanging from parts of the wall that seem to be mumbling and trying to speak. Have that black coming out of them.
Can I go up and kiss them?
Hold on one second. Eamon, have you seen anything like this before?
Oh yeah, all the time, eh?
Well, I mean, we've seen some shit, so.
Nothing quite like this. Kind of at a loss, to be honest.
So Eamon, I think you've noted that I've been able to feel a presence since we got here. I have two thoughts in my mind right now. Take a trench club to one of these eyes and see what happens, or try to reach out and see if I can feel how far away this thing is, and if I can pull any, I don't want to say thoughts from it, but try and get an idea what we might be dealing with.
I would reach out because, at least with those trees, we were out of their reach. We're in the middle of this cave that's full of these things. So I'd be afraid to poke one right now.
Whoa, one second. Halstead seems to be right about many things that have been happening around here. Halstead, what do you think of this situation?
I think reaching out might be the best idea. In fact, I was thinking about reaching out to the mother myself and seeing if I could figure out what she wants or what's going on.
The fuck? Okay, just do your crazy business reaching out. Do it.
So who all is trying to do that right now? Professor Baker and Halstead?
I definitely will, because I've got a little experience with this thing now.
I have no idea what they mean by reaching out.
I will as well, just because I feel like I would have some sort of a tie to Native American background with this.
Halstead, if it takes you over, I'm taking you out, friend.
All right.
Eamon's just overwatching
Same to
with
you.
the rifle for anything
fine,
to
I
change.
understand.
So, Professor Halstead and Baker, if you decide to do this, are you, Professor Baker?
Yep, you damn Skippy.
The both of you concentrate, and it's not even a second before you're just assaulted with this pulsating feeling that's enveloping you. It seems to make the air thick around you and just press in on you, and you both drop to a knee because it's just so overwhelming.
Is the national anthem playing?
Do you continue to try and tap into this feeling?
You fucking A right.
You continue, and what about you, Professor Halstead?
Yeah, I'm continuing. Yeah, I'm gonna see what's going on.
Okay. You pulse with the cave, both of you. With every beat of life through these organs hanging on the wall, you can feel it coming through you. You feel like you're fusing with the ground here. You continue?
That's whenever I would stop and push myself up again if I can. If I'm not too shaky, palms sweaty.
Yeah, you're able to collect yourself, but now you can really feel how alive this cave is, both of you. Professor Halstead, were you continuing on or pushing away at that point?
Continue.
I think I'm gonna continue.
All right, I'm gonna throw a Molotov at him.
You continue, and it's crushing this pulsating feeling that you've got just washing over you in these waves. And like I said, you're feeling like you're starting to be consumed by the floor. You don't actually see anything sinking into the floor, but it's the feeling that you get. Just being within this cave, it's like constricting and consuming you right now. And then you get, if you're continuing still, you're feeling an urge to continue further into the cave.
I think that Halstead's curiousness about what's going on, he would want to try and continue on further in the cave anyways. So I think he would try and pull himself out and be like, look, there's something further on in this cave.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can continue. What's your marching order you're setting up here?
I'd say same with the light in
yeah.
front.
Yep, I think
Yeah.
the order we're currently in.
Rifle ready.
Okay. So as you get up around this
slow
corner
down,
here,
because he's getting ready to jump us.
so right as you come around this corner here, that's where we're going to pause for a second here, and I can give this of this mass wall in front of you, 100 feet wide, maybe more. Just these twisted organs and flesh covering this wall and completely spreading out. This is the source of the creek in front of you. This wall of flesh is covered in multiple faces, and this is definitely where the source of the sobbing you heard is. Some of them are crying, some of them are laughing, some of them are trying to maybe seduce you and get you to come closer. And
I'm seduced.
Anyone who knows Abigail Rhodes, doctor's wife, would recognize this as her. It's hundreds of her own face all over this writhing wall of flesh. Everyone make a sanity check.
It's all her?
Yes.
Then I'm definitely seduced. How old was she?
30-something, 40-something? I don't remember the exact.
Oh, one more, boys. Come on.
Ooh, there we go.
I gain insight into the world. Do I get points back?
You
need
become
more sanity.
one with sanity.
You actually become one with the wall.
Everyone except Eamon make roll a d6.
Haha, your success wasn't good enough.
This is bullshit.
Oh, trust me, this is way better than what failure would be. Oh, Martin. Oh, no. Okay. So, Martin...
Your heads explode, but
Professor-
only a little bit.
Professor Baker and Professor Boyle especially. Professor Boyle, you've never... Professor Baker, both of you go ahead and roll a D.
I would argue that I would be able to control what's about to happen with my sanity.
I got all that in mind. Both of you roll a D10.
Okay, I was about to say some skills.
And make sure you subtract that sanity from you. The 6 for you two, and then Robert took 1. Alright, so Professor Baker, you roll 8. You panic for a moment and begin to run back, and Professor Baker, you get over here and hide basically around the corner while you're trying to gather yourself there. Professor Boyle, you're just standing there, disbelief, what you're seeing in front of you. This alien thing, this unnatural abomination of ball of flesh from your nightmares.
I'm just gonna sit there.
Oh.
I'm freaking out. I'm actually gonna step quite a few back as I just can't comprehend.
Nope.
What
Don't.
I'm saying. No, oh I don't.
You just stand there. You are completely stunned by
Pants
this.
full.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
Well, since I stayed sane in that, I just kind of... I level the rifle, and I'm just kind of looking over at the faces and just trying to see if any of them look, stand out, or if anything stands out more than any individual face.
Not right at the moment, but there is one of the organs near you is actually more of a tendril, some sort of appendage, and it reaches out and tries to grab you. So
Am I able to
what do you
turn
do?
and shoot it? Do I see it quick
No,
enough that
this
I can
is,
shoot it? Or
dodge or fight back. What are you gonna do?
Hold on. What would the fight back be? Fighting brawl?
Yeah.
I would fight back.
Okay.
Roll it?
Yeah.
The womb of the mother 1. Roll damage. What the fuck?
You roll yours.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yep.
Ah.
Oh no, it grabs you. So it's not trying to do any sort of damage, it seems like, but it wraps around you, and there's almost a carefulness about it, a tenderness about it, as it just slithers up around you and grabs hold of you.
Baker's seen enough hentai for him to know what's about to happen.
Martin, you're still trying to gather yourself over there in the corner. You see Eamon's being assaulted by this creature, and you're starting to come to, but not quite yet. Vincent,
I'm like struggling.
Professor Boyle, you're still doing the same thing. You're just completely still, almost paralyzed, and trying to add this all up in your head and understand what's happening. Eamon, what are you doing now?
I mean, you tell me, but since you said it's being like tender or not like overly aggressive, if there's a way for me to, take a breath and put the muzzle of my rifle kind of towards where the tendril's coming off the wall to shoot it, point blank.
Yeah, you can go ahead and try and shoot it.
Roll damage.
What is the damage on that one, actually?
It says 2d6.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. That's fine.
Okay. I was going to say, I hover over and it says 150 feet, so I don't know if it gets an extra for point blank or something, but...
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I make a hole, but a tiny one.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The bullet, you can see it sink in there right away, and nothing really happens. It continues to keep a tight hold on you with that tendril. Professor Halstead, what are you doing?
As I see that tendril come up around him, I want to try and move and like take my Bowie knife out and try and cut the tendril off from him.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack with that, because it is kind of writhing around.
Don't stick me.
Oh, yeah, no, you're able to get a hold of the tendril and kind of cut a small couple cuts into it, but not really anything substantial to how much it's writhing around. So it actually begins pulling Eamon towards this wall of flesh over there. And all of these faces are just babbling around you, some of them yelling and screaming at you, and others are like I said, trying to nice and pull you in and say, please come here, come to us, Eamon. And you swear that some of them sound like your mother. So, Martin, Professor Baker, you finally gathered yourself, and you see Eamon being dragged towards this wall of flesh, and realize that you need to step in here and do something. What do you do?
So I would grab my club and take off running as fast as I can, screaming as I go to try and bring it down hard onto that tendril.
Okay.
And you hit me in the head and knock me out.
And I kill you.
All right, yeah, go
Trench
ahead.
clubs are nasty, dude.
Move yourself over there and roll that attack.
Roll snare.
Let's see your trench club. I don't know if this is going to add... I should be adding the bonus 1d4 to this, right?
Your build bonus? Yeah, it should automatically add that.
Okay. Can I
Remember,
spend the 2 luck on this
yes.
one, Doug?
Okay. I believe you can on attack. Yeah, we'll say you can.
Jeez. I can't knock it down. It's not letting me.
Oh, really? That's fine. It would cost 3 luck, right?
Yep. 2.
Roll your damage then. Alright, so you're able to slam that club right down on actually where Professor Halstead was trying to cut, and your club lands right in some of those shallow cuts there and goes all the way through the rest of the way, and the tendril disconnects and makes this nasty squishing noise and some screeching from some of the nearby faces of Abigail, and that tendril just goes slack and begins falling off of it. Professor Boyle, starting to come back to your senses, just barely. What do you?
So I can see that's Abigail, correct?
Yes.
I honestly, I don't even notice them getting fucked up. I want to walk forward a bit, be like, Abigail,
Yes.
what's happening?
Vincent.
What?
It's wonderful to see you. Come closer.
What is going on? I'm just so overwhelmed with all the senses. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's messing with me too much. Unless something specifically happens to me on this round, I'm just gonna walk forward a bit, maybe get real close to them, but not even notice they're there, and I'll probably just end my turn there.
Okay. All right, then that brings us to Professor Halstead. What do you do?
I'm going to walk up a little bit, and as I'm walking, I yell at Boyle, "Get your head on straight, man! If you don't, this is going to cost us our lives." And then I'm going to take a shot at the face along the wall with my rifle. At one of the faces.
Okay, yeah. Roll your attack.
I can save people, I can't just kill them though.
Yeah, it goes wide and it hits some of the organs or whatever up on the wall, but you miss the faces and it doesn't really seem to affect the thing as a whole.
Okay.
So it reaches out again, and now it's trying to grab you, Halstead. What do you do? Dodge or fight back?
I think I'm gonna try and fight back.
Okay.
Forever and ever and ever.
All right. Go ahead and roll your brawl skill then.
God, you just gotta love that word womb, you know?
Yeah, it grabs you. One of these tendrils slither out through all of these viscera laying on the ground and leap up and wrap around your leg, and it has a firm grasp on you. Another one of these tendrils lashes out and tries to hit Martin. What are you doing? Martin, are you, Professor Baker, are you going to fight back or?
I don't dodge. I fight back.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Brawl, correct?
Yeah. Alright, it looks like you tied, so...
Yep.
Alright, so it lashes out at you, and it does hit you, but you're able to smack it back, and it seems like it wasn't really reaching out to try and attack you maliciously. Yeah, it was more of a... it does seem like it was trying to reach out and grab a hold of you and not really be too aggressive, so you're able to smack it away pretty easily.
Be gone, tendril!
So now what do you do, Professor Baker?
So I would look at Eamon and say, I'm gonna throw the dynamite in. You chuck a Molotov, it'll set off the dynamite.
Okay.
Eamon nods while grabbing at the moonshine.
All right, go ahead.
I'm just gonna throw the dynamite. Like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna light it.
Are you gonna try and throw it as hard as you can and get it all the way back there? Or?
I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm just grabbing all 3 sticks and just chucking them as far back as I can.
Okay. Roll a throw check for that.
Oh God. Here we go.
Would I be able to see this and be able to like? I was gonna come back to my senses once I got yelled at. Would I be able to kind of like tell them like, hey, give me this stuff. You guys are entangled. I can run that crap up there and be probably easier.
Yeah, you can. You can say that out loud.
Yeah.
I'm free now, aren't I? I thought I was free now.
He is.
Okay.
Yeah, only Professor Halstead is grabbed now.
Okay, then. If you guys are free, then I'm just gonna let you do your thing then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, he's chucked.
Your throw check, Professor Baker.
God. I'm working on it. I'm working up the nerve to hit it.
I don't have throw.
Ugh.
So because you're not trying to be accurate or anything, you're able to grab all 3 sticks of dynamite and chuck it as hard as you can, I'm assuming, and it lands back there. You're unsure of exactly where it landed.
Yeah.
But you know you saw it slam against some of these faces and somewhere up ahead.
They were like,
okay.
"Ow."
So it is now Professor Boyle's turn.
On this, now that I'm actually back to my senses, I'm standing next to the tentacle, right?
They're all over the place. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm staying like pretty much on top of the one that has Martin, correct?
Yeah,
Halstead.
there was one near him, but yeah,
Halstead.
Professor Halstead has one wrapped around his leg.
Okay. Just around his leg. I think he'll be fine then. How far am I able to move? Movement 9. So can I move 9 spaces?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
So-
it's very narrative, so it's.
Gotcha. So I'm just gonna kind of run up towards the faces. I'm really focused on them. As I'm running, I'm like, Abigail, you must stop! You must stop now! And I pull out the M1911 and I just fire wildly, essentially, not even really aiming.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
aiming kind of at the faces.
So I think that can do 3 shots.
Again?
Yeah, it should.
A turn.
Yeah. It's not on your character sheet.
It's on mine. It's on mine.
Yeah, it's
What happens if you only had 1 shot?
one opportunity.
Would you seize it?
I have it on here. I have M1911 handgun 20%, and then the damage it does.
It is, yes, 3. You can fire off 3 shots with it if you're wanting to do that.
Yep, I'm doing that.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
just click it 3 times?
Yeah. Each subsequent one is -1.
Okay, so the first one's normal, the second one's -1, and the third one's -2.
Yeah, I believe.
Okay. Okay, that's failure. Okay. And then this one, whatever. It didn't give me the option of -1 that one. And then I'm just gonna actually roll a handgun check, and then I'll -2 it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you fire off all of those shots, and they ring loud in this cave around you. None of them hit any of the faces or anything that seems to be vital for them.
And then I'm good right there. I got nothing else.
Eamon, what do you do? The
make a
Professor
Molotov.
Halstead next to you there is just wrapped up, or you're making your Molotov.
Yeah, I make a Molotov at Baker's suggestion, and I throw it in the direction he threw the dynamite.
It blows up and we all wake up in Skyrim.
You light it first.
Yes. I do that part.
Okay.
I do the thing.
So for this turn, because you didn't have a Molotov already created, I don't remember you saying that earlier.
No, it just after I get free, he says it, and then he throws his dynamite. So
Okay.
I grab
you're-
and I stuff a rag in the bottle, and I pull my lighter.
All right, you're probably still actively crafting that right now, and then you can throw it next turn. Professor Halstead, what do you do? This tendril is slowly creeping up your leg and trying to get a good hold on you to drag you forward.
Does it feel good? Is the question.
That's a big yikes for
Feels
me,
very
dog.
good.
This
No.
is about to go a different way.
I guess I'm just gonna try and stomp it off or get it off of me some way, because I'm assuming that I wouldn't be able to reach my Bowie knife because it's wrapped around my leg.
You can get to your Bowie knife. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the
So then
the handle's sticking out far enough that you can slide it out of there.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach over and just kind of grab it and just try and stab the tendril and get it off.
Okay. Yeah, roll an attack for that. Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, roll your damage.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it looks like you took a decent sized chunk out of part of the tendril, got you grabbed,
All right.
and it begins. It's not completely severed, so it begins pulling you closer to that wall of flesh up, trying to Martin, that same tendril reaches out, or actually,
Trying to consume you tenderly.
Professor Boyle, that tendril, there was one near the wall that lashes out at you after you fired shots into it. What are you gonna do? Dodge or fight back?
Yeah, I'm gonna dodge that.
Okay, roll your dodge. Nice. All right. So because of the dodge on a tie, you the tendril slithers across the ground and then starts trying to coil up your leg, but you're able to take a jump backwards and get out of the way of it. Professor Baker, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna go rescue Halstead.
Okay.
Same thing, going at it, running with the club, yelling, and just coming up and trying to gunk.
All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Let's see here, combat, trench club. Zoop. Why does this game hate me tonight, man?
All right. So you run up and go to smash on the ground, and the way it's writhing, it just barely slips out of the way, and your trench club smacks into the hard rock floor. Maybe
Thank goodness it wasn't me.
yeah, maybe hitting some of those
Eyes.
eyes, or there's some colon running around along the ground there that you smash into.
Oh.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Professor Boyle.
There's just some colon.
Yeah.
Wait, is that because what's his face just died from colon cancer? It had to be colon.
Oh, dude, don't bring
Too
that
soon.
up. That guy was so awesome, man. No.
Anyways. Professor Boyle,
Why-
what are you doing?
Why colon? Why not intestine?
It's my move again. So, what am I doing? Am I speaking or am I muted? Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure. After dodging that tentacle, I'm focused on these faces. I should still have a few more rounds in this clip, and magazine clip.
No, there's a difference.
I run even closer. I want to get insanely
Shooting off
close.
his M grand.
And I want to. Do I have any bonuses for getting a lot closer or no?
Yeah, you can get advantage for point blank.
Okay, awesome. And then I'm going to fire 3 shots off again. Okay, so I'm just going to do firearms handgun again because
All right.
it's
So
easier.
the first one would be with a +1 dice.
0
and the other
minus
ones.
1.
Yeah. Gotcha.
12. And then
Yeah, just roll all your attacks first.
Yep. And then -1. Okay, one of them hit.
Ooh, as opposed to a jam. All right,
Oh,
so
really?
roll damage.
Okay, so the damage on it is
10 plus 1.
2 plus 2.
Plus two?
1d10
Yep.
plus 2. Yep. So 3 damage.
All right, yeah, you nail one of those faces, and
God.
its head just explodes. But
Oh, God.
you know, it's also surrounded by 50 other faces of Abigail. So-
that's it for me.
Eamon, you've got your Molotov cocktail ready. What are you doing?
I light it and throw it in the direction the dynamite went.
I'm over here.
Okay.
Bye.
Why would you run after the dynamite? If you die
I mean,
from that, it's your
I
fault.
didn't notice the dynamite. My character didn't know shit. He's been looking at these faces.
Then he dies.
So
Was he
where
looking at that photograph?
are you trying to throw it to? Any particular location?
wherever, if I saw where
You have
he
no
threw
idea
the
where.
dynamite.
You know that he yeeted those 3 sticks of dynamite,
Nice.
and they
Then I
went
throw
somewhere
in
I
that
have to head.
general direction.
Okay.
Just throw it at the wall, man. Worst case scenario is it burns it.
Okay. Yeah, you throw that. Go ahead and make a throw check.
I don't have throw. I don't know what that means, but
Everybody's got 20%.
Yep.
so just roll a 1d100 or
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's not actually listed in there at all.
I literally
under
do
mine.
not have throw.
Oh, that's odd.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it on my thing either.
Okay. Yeah. You start with 20% though.
Yeah, it is. It's under fighting throw.
Yeah. Yeah. There it is.
I see it.
20%.
Oh, well then I have 25.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So you're not trying to throw it in any particular spot. I was basically just looking for a fumble there in case you ended up throwing it and hitting someone. It lands up there and shatters just north of where that little pond starts there, where that water's trickling out of Abigail essentially, and it begins to spread that fire.
Come on, baby, light my
Does
fire.
it catch any of my sticks?
Not that you see yet, or not that you hear. Professor Halstead, you still have this tendril trying to pull you towards Abigail. What do you do?
Wait, were those sticks in any way wet because they were sweating?
You don't
It
know.
actually doesn't matter. The heat of combustion for ethanol, which is drinking alcohol, would be high enough to work through that and make the nitroglycerin combust, because nitroglycerin combusts
I was gonna
at
say if it
200
was,
degrees Celsius.
But if it was sweating, they could have exploded just from being thrown.
Right, well, they
Oh.
would have already.
Science is not real, period.
I mean, there is a giant thing with Abigail face.
Face says.
So, Professor
say
Halstead,
face
what are you
says?
doing?
So at this moment, I'm just trying to get this tendril off me and get it to stop pulling me towards it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and attack it again with my Bowie knife.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're still doing the kind of the same thing where you're getting some cuts here and there on it, but not getting any solid slices. That tendril. So it drags you ever closer.
Guys, get this thing off me!
1 second, Halstead, I have an idea.
Oh, God.
Another tendril tries to latch on to Professor Boyle since he's gotten so close and firing rounds into it. What are you gonna
Does
do?
it go in his
Dodge or fight back? Maybe.
I'm dodging that as I just rolled.
Oh, I see it. All right.
Oh,
Yeah. So the same thing happens. One of these slither up to you and try and grab you, but you're able to step out of the way of it quick enough.
Dude, my rolls are on fire tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Professor Baker, you're up.
Oh, real quick, before he goes, can I see? I'm pretty damn close. He threw dynamite. Are they near me? Or like the dynamite near my feet?
No, you can't really see anything. You don't have a flashlight. So it's very dim. You can't spot
What
any
about
of this
the
dynamite.
giant thing of
The flame,
Molotov
you don't see the flame near any of the dynamite. You're
Gotcha.
unsure of where it is around. You're also trying to dodge tendrils at this time. So, Professor Baker, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go after and try to get Halstead again. Needs to get to him before he gets sucked into Abigail.
Yep. And you're also getting dangerously close to that fire up there.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yay.
All right, so go ahead and roll your attack if
Yep. Rolling it.
you're trying to hit it. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. And that's extreme success, I believe.
Extreme.
Yeah, it is. So it takes max damage. So you even really need to roll. You smash straight through where there was already a nice gouge in it.
Fuck you, Abigail.
Sever another tendril. So Professor Halstead is free of that tendril now.
Thank you.
Professor
I'm gonna take a
Boyle,
breath.
what are you doing?
I want to try to look around for dynamite.
Okay. Yeah, roll spot hidden.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's a pretty good one.
So you see there's one that's actually laying fairly close to you, like you can reach down and grab it. There is one that is kind of close to the fire, but not quite. It looks like that fire is probably gonna, within the next few minutes, spread over to that dynamite as the moonshine begins to spread out evenly.
I do have a lighter on me. Would I be able to just pick up this dynamite, light it, and throw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to pick up a dynamite, look right at Abigail.
Roll a luck check.
Yep,
He's gonna fail a roll and it's gonna go off in his hand.
I hope
No, it's probably wet.
so. Lovely.
That's why I was yelling to throw it into the fire.
You light it. Your lighter. Hold the fuse over it. Nothing's happening. Not
Throw
catching.
it into the fire!
If I hear that, can I
Professor,
just chuck
or,
it into the fire?
Eamon, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do another Molotov.
Okay, yeah, you can craft a Molotov.
Who's got that? Who's got
But
that 5 gallons of
Like
gas?
this time. Wait, did we get that big tank of gas?
I think one of you is carrying it. I want to say it was Eamon was carrying it. Were you?
I do have another bottle of moonshine on me.
Would it be another, not to metagame, but would it be another throw roll to chuck the tank of gas over towards the flames?
Yeah.
But I mean, you could definitely see a lot better, yeah?
Yeah, with the
Because
light
there's a
of the
big
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's
Got a
spreading
nice
out.
target, you know?
It's giving
It's just
light.
chucking a 5-gallon canister of gasoline like 50 feet.
Yeah, I mean,
is
it's
not
not
easy.
I
difficult,
I
right?
spin around and chuck it like a hammer at the Olympics.
All right, yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, roll a throw check.
No modifier.
Yeah.
Boo! Do it.
This GM sucks.
If anything, you should be
Mutism.
at disadvantage.
See, he just wears a star-spotted hoodie.
Blow on my roll, Baker.
Nice.
Oh,
So describe how you throw this canister of gasoline into this fire.
like
I'll
I
put
said,
this thing.
I do like a hammer throw. So
Right.
I grab the top of the tank and I spin around, and then I let go, so it flies out to where the fire is already cooking.
All right. It soars over Professor Baker and Professor Halstead, just narrowly missing them right over their heads, and lands directly in this flame from the moonshine. Nothing's apparently happening at first yet. So Professor Halstead, what do you do? Saw this gasoline canister fly over your head, and it's now laying in the fire from the
I noticed that going over my head and the fire that's in front of me. And I just yell, guys, we need to get back a little bit. And because we don't really know where all the dynamite's at. And I guess I go back, 9 spaces? 7,
You mean this thing here that I'm holding? I have one.
If all you're doing is moving, you can do double, so you can go up to 18.
No, I'm gonna.
I hit.
Yeah.
What's his face in the back with the gasoline while he's trying to light that.
Bye, Boyle. Good luck.
Yeah, because I really don't know if I want to take a shot because I don't want to miss and possibly explode everything with Boyle being up there.
Hey, I'm telling you this right now.
You can also
Boyle
see
is
Professor
ultimate.
Boyle holding a stick of dynamite trying to light it. So.
Hey, I'm just saying Boyle's ultimate way to go is cremation. Just so you guys know that.
Well, you're pretty close to that.
Professor Halstead, yeah,
Yeah.
you can move like pretty much back to that corner there, edge of the cave if you'd like to.
Like,
You get 18 spaces.
yeah. So I'm gonna move. Like, you're talking about like right here.
Yeah, like back there.
Okay.
About 18.
So, I'm just gonna move to right about here, so that way I can still see everybody and provide fire if anything happens, like with my rifle. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Roll an archaeology check while you're back there, also.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh boy.
So, Professor Boyle, you're standing there trying to light this dynamite, and the tendrils back trying
Stepped on a
to
pressure
grasp at
plate.
you. Are you
Okay.
dodging again?
Okay, I've kicked things to death and dodged things like a madman.
Yeah.
No. Can I just take, instead of trying to dodge this thing, can I just take that action to just light this thing more?
No, because this isn't your turn. Are you dodging or are you fighting back?
I'm dodging. Hopefully. I die inside.
Nope. You stumble around, but it seems to get confused, going left and right, trying to grab a hold of you and yourself a little bit too. But you're able to get out of the way of it somehow.
The luckiest piece of garbage on this game.
But then you see another tendril coming at you from the opposite side. It catches you off guard a little bit.
You are playing Gimpy all over again.
But
You're the one who just said you kick things.
that one also lunges up through the air and just barely misses grabbing your arm. So you got these maybe 3-4 tendrils all like swirling around you, trying to grasp a hold. Professor Baker, what are you doing?
Is there a hold action? Hey, Paul, yeah, you need to... Halstead passed his archaeology check.
Oh, yep. Yeah. So, Professor Halstead, you've got some education about in archaeology about using dynamite for blasting at sites, and you know that the amount of dynamite back there, if that were to all go off and all that fire, that probably this entire northern section of the cave is going to collapse, or at least most of it, and you'll be trapped in here.
Okay. So I just yelled at everybody, guys, with as much fire that we've got going on and as much dynamite as we got going on, we got to get out of here. Because if that thing blows, we're toast. Literally.
Professor Baker, what are you going to do?
Zoop, I'm out. Bye, Vincent. Love you. I was asking if there's a hold action, but
But you said I could climb well. Why?
that doesn't mean I don't respect you.
You climbed us into the cave, thanks.
Thanks. You climbed us into your grave. So my movement's 8, so I can move what, 16?
Yeah. 80 feet.
Throw me my 1911.
So yeah, about where Halstead is, right?
All right. So I would be yelling at Vincent to just run, chuck that thing and run. Get your ass out.
Alright. Eamon. Back to you. It's your turn, but the gasoline over there, it ignites. It explodes. Professor Boyle, make a luck check.
Somebody blowing his dice. Somebody blowing his dice. Ooh.
There's an explosion, and you can feel some of the shockwave from it, but none of the flames actually catch you. There's some that land around you, and you're very much aware that this dynamite you're holding, or some of the other dynamite that was in the area, is probably about to explode literally any second. Eamon, what are you doing?
I'm turning and running.
Okay.
How are you determining their distance?
Since if all you're doing is running, do twice your move. There's a ruler to measure out.
Okay.
Each square is 5
14.
feet.
Wait, so it's
14
14 times 5?
Yep.
So
14
50
times
plus 20,
5.
so 70, right?
70. Yes. Alright, so he runs down there, and Professor Halstead, it's back to you.
What about? I don't think Boyle went.
Yeah, I didn't go yet.
Oh, I thought you did. You were trying to light the dynamite. So it's your turn then. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. No, I'm booking. I dropped that shit. I'm
Cool.
out.
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
So how far am I able to move then?
Twice your move, if that's all you're doing.
Okay, so my movement is 9, so at 19.
Yes.
No.
Wait. 18. 9 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, 18.
Math.
Yeah, math, whatever.
Yeah, you just add 10, right?
19 times 5 is 95, so you can 95 feet, which would put you back here between those two and Eamon.
95. What's that? Can I use this ruler? Or can I? Oh,
Top
it wouldn't let
left,
me-
there's a ruler.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't let me click on my character. Yeah, it would put me even past them. Holy shit. I'd be like, I freaking sprinted. I'd be like right around here.
But you went through the water, and the killer T-cell gets you.
Now it is back to Professor Halstead. Are you running towards the entrance?
Yeah. Let's see here. So that'd be 45. So my movement's 9. So that's 18. You said it's 70.
Should be 45.
18.
Oh wait, times 2, so 90. Yeah.
Yeah, 95.
So 90 feet. Oh,
Yeah.
95. Okay.
Roll a dexterity check.
You tripping?
You trip on the organs.
All right. Let me roll a dexterity real quick.
Abigail's mouth bites your foot.
I
Woo!
blew on that shit. You're lucky.
Thank you.
So back behind you, especially you, Professor Baker, you can hear this thing wailing. And if you were to look back, you can see that the fire is starting to creep up onto it. Roll a
I
look.
wouldn't look back. I wouldn't look back.
What are you gonna do?
So if, barring, everybody's making it out, right? So, I see Eamon, I see Vincent, and I see Halstead. Okay, cool. So I would just be booking it, man.
Okay. Yeah, move yourself and make a dexterity check.
Okay. Nate, you want to blow on my dice? 8, 1, 2,
And
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
everyone do a luck check. Nice. Okay.
Not very lucky,
Professor
passed
Boyle.
the dex.
Professor Boyle, you're up. Are you sprinting out? Continuing to run towards the entrance?
Yeah, I'm going to continue to sprint.
All right.
Well, I have a luck of 80 and I failed.
Make a dexterity check.
Dexterity check? Oh,
Yep.
okay. Oh, lovely.
And
Dexterity.
then everyone do another luck check
Oh my god.
after your dexterity.
Oh, after my...
Oh, you already did your dexterity past it. All right, you're good.
Oh, okay. Well, I also...
So
We all do a dexterity?
Nope.
Wait, I'm so
Just Boyle because he was running. You're just doing
So
luck
we all-
checks. Yes.
Everybody does another luck check.
Yep.
Got it.
Group luck check.
Jesus.
All right. Back to Eamon again.
Run!
Dexterity check.
Run to the hills.
As you're running out, all of the cave is really starting to become alive, and those tendrils are creeping from the back of the cave up towards you, and more of these organs around you are starting to really slither on.
They're playing
Eamon.
organ music?
Eamon, you're beginning to sprint forward, and you trip and fall right there where you are. Professor Halstead, you're up. You do.
Can I use luck, or that's just individual points?
Yeah, you can use spend your luck on that check, or push it if you'd like.
How does spending luck work?
Click on it, and it should bring up a thing that says like, spend so much luck to pass.
No, I don't get a spend thing. Oh, click on the...
Result.
Yeah, I tried to do it earlier and it didn't work out either.
Really?
For 60 luck. Do I lose that luck, or what?
If you want extreme success, yeah. You only have to spend 8 to pass it though. But yeah, you lose that much luck.
I did it.
Okay. Alright, then you can go ahead and move.
What did I say mine was? 70?
75, I think. So just at the entrance.
2 in front of it.
Okay, now Professor Halstead.
Okay, yeah, I'm just booking it to get out of there, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So you're able
13.
to reach the entrance of the cave. How are you getting down?
I guess because we had to climb up the last time. I guess I'm just gonna try and frantically like climb down or jump down. Or is the rope still there?
Yeah, there's still a rope tied off there.
Okay, so then I'm gonna grab the rope and try and climb down with that.
All right, make a climb check with advantage.
Is that +1?
Yep, it should add a second die.
What is happening here?
Oh.
There's a new solar system, that's what's happening.
Did that add the bonus? Yeah, it did. So,
Yeah.
Professor Halstead, you grab the rope and you're trying to climb down there really quickly, but in your haste, the rope just completely slides out of your hands because it's kind of wet, and you begin tumbling down the rocks. Roll a d6.
Okay.
You hit your face on a sharp one.
2.
All right, you take 2 points of damage. You hit the bottom, but nothing seems to be too damaging to yourself, and you just get scraped up a bit, falling down.
Okay, and then I just get up and try and rub my arms and my legs, and just yell to everybody, "Come on down! Just be careful. It's
Oh.
wet."
Another group luck check.
There we go. I got one.
All right, Professor
Yeah,
Baker.
decrease my luck and I win then.
What are you doing? Because you're back there in the cave further than anyone else. You can really hear just screaming, wailing, crying, all sorts of emotions coming from the back of the cave.
I keep running, but I got my finger up. I'm like, I'm out. I'm not looking back, man. I'm going.
All right, so I think you can reach the entrance of the cave, so I need to make a climb check once you get there.
Yep. I'm using the rope too, man. I'm rappelling down that shit.
With
Or
advantage.
fast roping. Fast rope!
He actually just slides like he's in the MLB.
Wait, no. Regular and +1.
Thanks for the follow, Dogface Killer.
Dude, why does this game hate me? Yeah, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate it.
Was that with your bonus dice? Yeah, it was.
Yup.
So roll a
Bye.
d6.
Whee! Here I go. Coming down. Oh, 4.
So you take some pretty nasty cuts and scrapes to add to the other cuts and scrapes you already had from last fall. But you make it down. You do pretty much the same thing Halstead did and tumble down below off the rope.
Do you guys not know how to use a rope?
Apparently not.
Tumbling down, tumbling down.
Keep trying to stick it up my butt and it just doesn't work.
All right, so that brings us to Professor Boyle. Assuming you're going to make it to the entrance now, so you need a climb check.
Oh, can I just like swan dive?
It's not very deep, but yeah, you can jump into the water there.
No, never
you
mind.
beat me to it. I was gonna give a cinematic description.
Oh, of swan diving?
As you jump right into the jellyfish.
It was
Oh.
gonna be like Michael Bay. I'd jump out with the explosion behind me.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing climb. With it rope with advantage, right?
Yep.
Can I look that one?
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say it's only 5. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it is only 5.
Wait. They're only taking 1d6 of damage, right? So I'd take 1c. Nah, I'm
You'll
gonna
be
look
okay.
it.
You'll be
I'm gonna-
okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you
whatever.
take full 6 damage, it's a major wound for you. So.
Oh, okay, I'm looking at that then. How do I do that?
Click on the result and then spend 5 luck to pass.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So Vincent, Mr. Boyle, you make it out also.
See, I know how to use a rope.
You actually
boys.
climb down. Dogface Killer, this is Foundry that we're running this in. Foundry Virtual Tabletop. So, the only one left in the cave right now. Amen. Everyone do a group luck check.
Finally passed one of those.
Alright. So Eamon, you're gonna reach the mouth of the cave. What do you do? Climbing down, or you jumping out into the water?
You're getting boofed.
How deep is the water?
Do it for the walls, jump.
Not very, but maybe 5 feet at its deepest point. You would estimate.
So I could like do a cannonball, and even if I hit the bottom, I'll like kind of bounce more than hurt.
Maybe.
Well, let's put it this way: a normal diving board that's about less than 5 feet tall needs about, at least 10 feet of water, typically.
Yeah, if you're diving though, but if you do a cannonball, like I said, I might hit the bottom, but I should be slowed down enough it
You're
doesn't
20
hurt.
feet
right?
high, and there's 5 feet.
Wait, it's 20 feet up?
Yeah. At least.
So cannonball, it still doesn't matter.
Just kill yourself. You'll be okay.
I mean, I'll do the climb, I guess, but I've only got 20%. Can I
You get advantage with the rope.
slow down and... Oh, I get advantage with the rope?
Yeah.
Do I get advantage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the rope.
Can I get a blow? Can I get a blow on this roll?
Ooh. Spend 21 luck if you'd like to pass it. Or push it.
I'd push
I
it,
mean,
man.
pushing it is just a second roll, right?
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's worse
that
if you fail
probably
it.
doubles
Yeah,
the damage.
the chances of me... Nah.
Okay, roll a d6 then.
Flash roll, right?
Yep. Nice, not too bad. Yeah, you get maybe halfway down, and the rope slips out of your hands as you're frantically climbing down, and you scrape yourself up as you roll down the side. You're all out of the cave, and you can hear the screaming and wailing from inside of it. You're free to move if you'd like to. What are you doing? You can also begin to smell something burning.
Leaving. I am leaving.
All right, yeah. Are you all just continuing
I've
to
had
run
issue
away?
with Boyle a couple times, but I'm definitely agreeing with him on this one.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're running off through the forest, and it's not very long before you hear a massive explosion behind you, and there's a huge shock wave as dust and debris goes flying out into the creek. And you know for sure if any of you had been in that cave, you'd be trapped in there right now. There would have been no way to get back out, or possibly just instantly died. So go ahead and describe for me, everyone, what's happening as you've run out into these woods. Maybe you've collapsed from exhaustion now that the explosion has happened behind you.
Well, I'm coughing up along.
Right when we finally get out of the cave and that all happens, I'm assuming Abigail and Rhodes have pretty much died, so I'm probably gonna just start sobbing. My guy can't really handle losing one of his best friends, which he thinks would just happened.
Oh, do we see a sad force ghost of them both?
No, you didn't.
Do they smile and then turn and walk away?
I'd walk up and pat Boyle on the shoulder as I'm trying to get my coughing under control and say, loss is hard to deal with. You'll get used to it.
Eamon's tie got messed up and all that crap, and he just kind of undoes his button, and just kind of breathes.
Wait, that tie has been good throughout this entire campaign, and you yourself undone it? That is the greatest freaking necktie
I would
I've
say
ever
it
seen
got
in my
messed.
life.
It got messed up in the fray, but I undid the knot.
Aiming, good throw.
So
Good throw in there.
looks like Professor Halstead is having some Skype issues, possibly. But
Or maybe he's just thinking somberly.
oh no,
Like this.
no, he was actually completely frozen.
He's just going like this.
There he is now. So you've escaped the cave, made it out before the explosion went off. You're all, I'm sure, very exhausted from the ordeals you just went through and the inhuman things you've seen. And Professor Boyle and both Professor Halstead, this is something that's become reality for you now. You're realizing that there's these alien and strange things in the world that really exist, and you're changed now. What are you all doing?
As I'm finally going to kind of get my composure a little bit, still tearing up. Baker, thank you for the use of this, and I hand you back your gun. And I look up towards you. I'm like, is this happening all over the world?
All over the world and more, friend. All over.
Can we stop it?
No,
What can we do?
we do the best we can.
I'm just gonna go back down and just
With what we've
realize that essentially the world is screwed at this point. I'm just gonna start crying again.
Yes, and Professor Boyle makes a good point that the forces in this world, in this universe, can always be fought against and pushed back, but they are inevitable. And that has been Blackwater Creek, on Tabletop Anthology. Players, did you have anything you'd like to add for wrapping up the scenario? Maybe some last things you do as you're leaving Blackwater Creek?
Oh yeah. Going through all of this, Vincent is no longer going to be a part of the university. He's going to really learn how to use a gun after this. That's pretty much it.
I am going to drink heavily on the way home and go and write down the findings that we saw. And I, because my teaching is all about the occult, will probably have a lesson in there about it.
Eamon just kind of wipes his brow from another job completed to whatever end, and after dropping off the others and moving on his way, he goes and completes some of his regular work to get back to some normalcy for a little while.
Normalcy, in quotes.
as he kills people for money.
Yeah. Professor Halstead, what about you?
Halstead would actually, once we get back to the university, he would actually try and go check on Wade and see how he's doing. The guy that we visited, and see if he's having any more dreams about his mother.
So he's in Arkham Asylum now, and they're taking good care of him there.
With the Joker.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're taking good care of him there.
Ulrich, you're literally saying what I want to say seconds before I.
It's quicker on the wit. Yeah, he's being well taken care of up there in Arkham Asylum. He's not, I wouldn't say he's cured by any means, but he's doing better. He's definitely showing improvement. He's having, the doctors are telling you that there's moments of lucidity where he realizes what's really going on, and so starting to shed some of those chains around his mind, if you.
Does he have that dream catcher I gave him hanging up above his bed?
Yes, he does.
Vincent has realized the only true way to make sure that he's good is putting him out of his misery.
And thank you for watching, everyone, and I appreciate all the follows and subscriptions tonight.
Yeah, thank you. It was a great night.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
I'm Severian, and
you.
I've been your keeper of lore this evening. Stay safe in that Cthulhu world out there.
I'm Hades, and I've been the sexy one.
Exactly.
I've just kind of been here, dodging tennies.
And I'm Halstead, and I was right all along. So.